Yeah. So what are you
Um,
choking? Like, what are you choking on? What are you holding back? What are you not speaking about? Um, what are you holding on to so desperately that just needs to come out? Things like that. That's what those are some symbols or some spiritual reasons about why you would choke on things.
huh.
Is
Well,
your wheels turning a little bit?
yeah, I'm ready for my daughter to move out of my house. And I
Oh yeah,
told
okay.
her, oh my God, yeah, I'm about ready to lose my mind. I mean, I love my daughter and the two kids, but I just can't handle it. It just,
Yeah,
you know, I live on a boat, and it's just not made for kids. And she's got it. It's
right.
been 6 months. I told her, so she got turned down from housing because she didn't tell them about her children.
Oh,
I
dang
was
it.
like, oh my God.
Well, what can
Yep.
I help you with tonight?
So now we're just whatever. What are you good at? I mean, are you good for seeing things in the future, or um,
Yes, I'm pretty good at almost everything, honestly. It just is a matter of your energy being open. So, if you can tell me the questions, I can best direct you.
well, I'm ready for my daughter to move out because I'm about ready to have a heart attack because the stress is so godly. And I've already told her, and I don't want to kick my grandbabies out. I mean, they're 4 and 5.
Right.
So it's so easy for the people to say, just kick them out, She has nowhere to
Right.
go. And
Right. And so
and
she's
then
fighting
and
you up,
then
like she's fighting you on that, just so you know. Like she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to. So that's going to be the challenge right there. Um,
right, because I'm her gravy train because she don't want to be responsible.
right.
And then
So to
and then
me,
of
I
course
can see her moving out, but go ahead.
you do. Oh, I was just
Um,
gonna say, and then me and my ex are talking again. Uh, the first time in 2 years. I mean, we've been talking, but we may end up getting back together. He's never stopped loving me, and I think he's trying to get help. Uh, he was addicted to pain pills, so he's trying to get an implant done so he can get off the pain. And that was the whole reason I had split up with him. But during the whole year, I financially needed help, and he still helped me even after I told him to leave. I mean, he figured it up. Like he gave me like $6,000, and not too many exes will do that. So I know he still loves me even after I kicked him to the curb.
yes. Okay, so
But
let me go
just
into the
curious
daughter
what
first
you
really
see.
quickly. Um, I
Okay.
think that the energy of your daughter, you guys are like fighting up because she doesn't want to leave. You're frustrated, you want her to leave. So the energy is just fighting each other, obviously. I do see her eventually leaving, but unless she changes something significant in her life, I don't see it happening for at least another 6 months. Um, so I mean, you've got a ways to go unless she will. This happen. If you're up for doing some energy work, what I have done in the past when I needed people to move out so I could have my space, but wasn't getting anywhere with it. I needed it to be their idea or, something significant happen. I would set the intention in my space that I needed this person to leave so that I could have my peace, so I could have my quiet, my safety, my security. And I would just state out loud what I wanted and then pick songs and with dance with that intention to those songs. And they usually, for me anyways, they would do it within like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. Now, if you can start trying to shift your mind instead of being angry and frustrated and annoyed and upset to like, this is best for both of us, visualize her getting a new house, visualize all the good things and dance to that intention, the energy will flow better for you than fight up against you.
Okay. Well, she's
Okay.
not even taking the initiative. I'm like, you need to call
I
HUD,
know.
you know? And
Yep. Well, she doesn't want
oh
to.
gosh,
Why would she? Like she doesn't want to. There's nowhere. And so that's why I'm telling you, you're gonna have to do some of the work for yourself for that, because she doesn't want to. So I don't see it happening for quite some time, like 6 months, like I said, unless you start taking some initiative and doing some of that spiritual work for yourself.
I'm about ready to lock the
Okay.
door.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
But yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
so
I'll do anything.
going into, did you say he's an ex-husband or an ex-boyfriend?
Well, he was like a husband. We were together for 11 years.
Okay.
And I've just had a
Yeah.
hard
So,
time. I've had a hard time moving on. And maybe it's because I still love him, you know?
well, you definitely do. Um, I do see you guys getting back together, but I would really like to tell you to please take caution. He does mean really well. He's got a beautiful heart and a beautiful energy. Obviously, he fights some demons, but the challenge for you is that you're such a giver. You give so much of yourself that there's nothing left. You lose yourself in the process. It's almost like you completely break yourself to help other people out that you love. And even though he is talking about getting help, which I can see, what I also see is if you jump in too quickly before he actually goes and gets that implant and that help, he's not going to follow through. So you have to be so mindful with your choices of giving too much too fast, because then I think that in his mind, what would happen is, well, you love him for who he is, and that's okay. And then he won't follow through, and you guys are going to be in the same pattern you were last time. Choose to do things differently,
Yeah,
even if
that's
it
what I'm
tortures
afraid
you
of.
on the inside. Yeah. So I'm just telling you to choose to do things differently. And it's going to torture you because I feel that love there. I see that connection so strongly from your hearts coming in. And it's like every part of you just wants it so badly, but you're going to have to choose differently. If you rush into it, you give too much of yourself at one time, he will not follow through. And then the same pattern. So um, please take it slow. Make sure that he, follows through and gets that implant first before you guys, really jump in and give it your all. And you'd be on a different cycle at that time.
Yeah, I haven't totally given in yet. You know, I haven't had sex with him or anything since we split up 2 years ago. And I'm kind of scared
Okay.
to take that step forward until I know he gets help, you know?
Right. And that's very smart of you. So I think you really are doing a good job of following your intuition there. Um, you guys are probably always going to be connected like that. You have such a strong soul connection. And truly, from what I can tell, you guys are meant to work it out and be together. But we're humans, we have free will, things get in the way. I think that's why you have such a strong pull. And nobody likes to hear it, not if not in this life, in the next one, but if you guys can make it work, if he can get that help, you guys will have challenges, but you're going to be okay.
Okay. It's been so awesome talking to you. You lifted my
Yeah.
spirit.
Well, good luck on everything. Please do some of those techniques. And then I'd love to hear back from you in the future to see how things are going. Okay.
That is awesome. And what was your name again?
My name is Jenna Lee.
Jenna Lee. I wonder if I've
Yes.
talked to you before. I probably have. But thank
I
you
don't
so
know
much.
for sure because I don't know if I've seen Panama City Beach come up yet. But yes, I would love to talk to you again in the future. So good luck. Keep your spirits high. Okay.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, next we've got Taylor from Nebraska, Grand Island, Nebraska. Never heard of that one either. Hey Taylor, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, how are you doing
Hello.
tonight?
Oh. I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. When you said you're doing okay, it didn't sound like you were doing okay. So what's happening?
Well, I don't know, maybe it was like December 13th, I lost my cat, and I've had him for 7 years. I feel like he's my soul pet, and it really just,
Yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah. How did he go?
He went, well, organ failure, and it was so bad. He looked really flat, like more than normal, and when I picked him up, I mean, he couldn't get off the ground. And then when I picked him up, my heart just like sank down to my the pit of my stomach because it felt like he was only fur, no bones, no muscles, no nothing. But he was still alive, meowing in pain. And from there, my boss took him to the vet because I would have never made it. I was not really with it. I was devastated, and from there, he had a cardiac arrest.
Yeah. Was he sick for quite a while before he went like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had colitis.
Did he like to snuggle you?
He had a whole bunch. Huh?
Did he like to snuggle you quite frequently?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it looked like cats are so incredible. They're so beautiful. But they're very sensitive and they're more psychic than humans are. And so they frequently like to be on you when you were sick or upset to like help to heal you. And it looks to me like he was a really strong protector and like to help you take on your energy, I say, is kind of how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
I know your pain because I just lost my dog last month after having her for 9 years and it just doesn't go away. And mine was very trauma based as well. So I understand what you're going through. Has your cat showed up in your dreams yet?
No.
Not yet. Okay. So they will. I see my dog's spirit like with my psychic abilities and in my house and I hear her bark all the time. Yours is going to start showing up too in your dreams. He's around in the house frequently. He's still there. His spirit is still there. Do you still have like a scratching post or something of his?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's showing me that he still uses that. He's there. You guys have been together. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation or not, but you guys have been together many, many, many times. Many, many times.
Yes.
And it looks like he's always been a cat too. Like I was trying to see if he shifted forms, but not too much. He likes to be a cat for whatever reason. But he's been with you many times. And he's already passing messages just telling you like, we're not gonna be separated for too long, okay? And I don't mean that as in like, oh, you're gonna transition too. I don't mean it like that, okay? So like, don't take it like that. But two things are gonna happen. He's still so fresh. He hasn't made up his mind yet, and you haven't either because of the grieving period. But there's a possibility that he's gonna come back in this lifetime as another one again because he doesn't like to be separated from you either. I don't know, you guys have had a very strong connection. He's a totem for you, which is an animal protector. So just know that that's a possibility that he's going to be coming back around in physical form, but he is definitely with you in spiritual form. He's even showing me being on your bed by your feet or kind of by your knees at nighttime.
Oh, yeah. The day day after he died, I swear to God, I woke up and I was in a panic because I thought I kicked him off the bed. Like it felt so real. I swear I kicked him. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, Toby.
My dog was so small. But then your heart hurts, huh? And then your heart just sinks and it hurts so bad. I know what you're going through. But yeah, he's with you. He's with you a lot. So, yeah, he's really attached to you. But I see him so strongly on the bed by your feet, by your knees, and he's there a lot. So if that's where you need to go to feel that comfort, go lay in your bed and like snuggle and just talk to him because he's still around. You guys are going to be together like in every lifetime. It looks like you guys are just really attached to each other. So,
okay.
He must have a favorite toy that he couldn't part with. What is it?
Oh, he didn't really get in. He loved catnip.
Oh,
he loved the catnip. He was he loved that catnip.
But he's just saying don't get rid of that. Don't get rid of that. He must like that.
Oh well, I already did. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't. Yeah, I didn't want to look at it anymore, so I gave it to my dad's cats.
Oh,
and then I gave him the blanket I bought him. it was a fluffy blanket, and that's when he started dying, like having his organ failure in that blanket, and I had my boss throw that away because it's hard like to look at it, and then when I go to work, because it happened at work, it's like looking in that spot of when he started his episode, like looking at that spot, it's just really bad memories.
I know. Where do you work at?
I work at a hotel.
Okay.
It's
I know
basically a Best Western hotel.
Okay. So the trauma
like-
that you are going through, I'm telling you that I'm going through something. Mine didn't happen like that. Mine, unfortunately, my dog got murdered. But the
God.
trauma is still there. And so it's in the most horrendous way too. So what I've been doing, I'm still grieving really hard about it because the way that they did it, I can't get it out of my brain. And so what I'm choosing to do is do EFT tapping, and I communicate with her as much as I can, even through the grief. But if you can look up EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, that's really been helping me to rewire. Because when I buried my dog, I buried her at my best friend's house because that's where we were happiest. And now every single time I'm at my friend's house, which I just got done living with her, and when I look out the window, instead of seeing the backyard, all I see is where I buried her at, and all I see is the trauma.
Yeah.
And so I've had to find ways to help heal that, and the best for me has been EFT tapping. It's going to help to rewire the brain. There's a few techniques, easy techniques from EMDR that helps to move. So trauma, just so you know, and PTSD gets stuck in this part of the brain up front. And it seems like it's happening right now. We can't move. It's stuck in the part of the brain that means it's happening right now. So when we do these techniques, it pushes it back to the brain to process it so that we can understand that it happened in the past and we can move on a little bit easier. So if you were to look into some of those when you're ready, it's going to help with your grieving process. And I'm going to give you one more tip too. When we're grieving, our body depletes the nutrient called selenium. And when you do not have selenium in your system because it's depleted, your grieving process is harder and longer. Please find some selenium. It's SELENIUM, selenium. And that will help with your grieving process as well.
Okay. Yeah. And then like right after my cat like died, and my dad has cats, and I hold those cats very close to my heart as well. So it's like not only did I go through Toby's death, that was my cat's name, but then like a couple weeks after that, or the beginning of January, and Simba, my dad's cat, I hold him very close. I mean, I would help take care of him. I bonded with him. And I mean, I hold him dear to my heart. Well, he got murdered by the neighbors, and my dad texted me. And so not only did I have to do with Toby's death, then I find Simba, and I found Simba. I don't know how I did. I don't know. It was really dark. He was under the car of the neighbors, and I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's so many unanswered. Like, I don't even know why he was in the street, like where they park, or I don't know. It's just really confusing, but he was laying there dead under their car, and it just, oh my God. And then it was like, so now I'm like dealing with that, and it's just, it's been really bad.
Yeah. Well, I would also tell you, if you know how, or if you know somebody who does, sage your guys' home, sage your dad's home, bless it, light some incense, something to shoo out the negative energy of that. Because whenever there's a death or like a murder, if you're positive it was murdered, it just carries such a
they ran him over.
energy. I had to leave the house
confronted him the next day.
so I know.
Yeah, and then I confronted them the next day. Well, they spoke English, but they translated what I was saying. I didn't know what she was saying, but she wasn't yelling at me. Because I was really mad. She knew I was mad, but she was yelling at her husband in Spanish really fast, pointing like on his phone, because that's where my translation was coming from when they were seeing what I was saying. Because I was really mad, and So I don't know what she was saying, but I'm like, okay, I'm running late for work. I don't even want to hear your voice anymore. I'm walking away because I was so mad. Like, I mean, Simba was as big as my cat Toby, and my cat Toby was close to about 13 pounds, and Simba wasn't like Toby. Like, Simba was light colored. He was like apricot, like a light white, yellow colorish, whereas Toby, my cat, was all black. So it was, I mean, I just don't know how they didn't see him right there. Like, I don't know, I mean, he was a big cat, and even if it was an accident to begin with, they knew after the fact, and they left him under their tire, didn't even have the respect to move him a little bit away from the tire. His arm was still under the tire. My dad had to pry it from underneath the tire. I was real, and so now I have that image in my head because I'm the one that found his body.
Yeah. So again, if you have to deal with both of the deaths, please look into some of those techniques because it will help to push that trauma and that PTSD back to be processed so that you don't have to carry that with you.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Is there any other question that you have right now? I've just got I've got 2 minutes left. Do you have one last question left?
No, you're fine. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck, Taylor. Please do some of that healing, okay?
I will.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye. Okay. That really just solidifies the whole talking about forgiveness thing, right? Yeah. So going into that, I've just got a few minutes left here. So going into the whole forgiveness thing, like how can we do that? Praying for them. The other thing that Spirit taught me a few years ago that I have to fall back on all the time is on the other side, when we choose to come down here and be us and we make our life chart and we decide who we're going to do this life with and how we're going to navigate our good characteristics, our negative characteristics, the lessons that we want to learn, and how we are going to hopefully overcome them. So we have a whole chart. And when you go to somebody on the other side and you say, I want to learn this lesson, and this lesson, will you be that person to help come in and teach me this lesson? And they say yes. Now, maybe this person that I had in my life was here to teach me boundaries, how to teach me, stand up for myself, how to teach me I don't have to put up with, crap. And it was my job to choose myself, to walk away, to know my worth, right? Did he do his job? And if the answer is yes, they did, then instead of being angry, we just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I choose to heal from this and let it go. I've learned my lesson and I move on. I wish them the best of luck. And that is something that's helped me a lot with the healing and forgiveness of others. It was nice to talk to everybody today. I hope you have a great week. I will see you next week at 10:30 Eastern Time. Have a good night, you guys.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for an offering of light with Robin Chaney. Robin Chaney. Live from RobinChaney.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is an offering of light on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Excuse me. Welcome, everybody, to Thursday Night Radio on A1R Radio. I am your host for this 15 minutes. I am Robin Chaney. I am a healer, and I am hopeful that I will be able to help you move forward on your healing journey and releasing things and healing things. Sorry, I am obviously not at my home tonight. I am at a retreat down in Palm Beach, Florida, where it is very cold unseasonably. So I was running a little late. So, my apologies on that. So let's just get into it, okay? Oh, all right. All right. For everybody who's new here, welcome. For everybody who's returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Just really fills my heart. So we're going to start with 2 deep breaths in, and we'll do the first one on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And release. Nice. All right, let's go again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And release. All right. So I'm just going to start running light, and we're going to see where it goes. Sorry, I'm standing tonight. I'm usually sitting in my chair, so I might be a little more wiggly. Okay, I'm going right into like somebody's throat, but running, like flipping over into the heart. Whew. Nice. I feel like a lot of you here need just some divine light. So this is what I'm going to provide for you until I am pulled into somebody's energy. If I am pulled into somebody's energy, it feels like there's some energy behind me that should not be here. I will deal with that when we are finished here. Okay. Hold on a second. If you're not here for my highest and greatest good, or for somebody else need to leave. Okay, sorry about that. Uninvited spirits. Okay, here we go. Again, I am traveling. So a little out of my element right now. The retreat is so fun. Y'all, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Chef Harvey from Christopher's Kitchen in Palm Beach Gardens, but he was here today and he made the most amazing falafels. And then he did a red pepper sauce that was just incredible. So if y'all ever come down to Palm Beach, please go visit Chef Harvey. He is amazing. It's at Christopher's Kitchen. It's on PGA Boulevard in Palm Beach. Oh, Palm Beach Gardens. Anyway, yeah, I feel like there's multiple people here just absorbing the light. So I'm just going to keep it running so everybody can feel it. I do feel I am starting to be drawn to somebody who is incredibly sad. And there's just like tears all the time. I'm so sorry that you were carrying that with you. Wow. It's so sad. Just remember that you have free will. Okay. You can make decisions. It's either, it's like the voice is is not flowing freely. Like the energy from the throat is not flowing freely. So I don't think they feel like they can talk about it, or they can try to fix the situation. If it, yeah, it just feels like they feel stuck, but it's so sad because you want to do something, and it's so hard to stay in the environment. Okay. But you're there for a reason. It's just hard to be there. Okay. Now you can make hard decisions. I mean, it's a hard decision. So maybe if you could find a different place and then just go there a couple times a week, like that might be an option. Whatever this is, I'm not sure who I'm reading right now. But it feels like there could be an option where you're not there as much, but it still feels like you need to be there, like you want to be there, but there's something in the environment that is just toxic, and it's breaking your heart because you feel like you need to be there, but to be there can be just hard, so hard and toxic. So I feel like there's an opportunity to, I want to say like live off campus and then go there, a couple times a week, but at least you would get some time away and you'd get some breathing room and some recuperation. I feel like that is maybe an option for you or something to consider. Okay. Whew. Just so much sadness, so much sadness. Okay, so I'm picking up a headache, like right here, just off the center of the head, right here on the forehead. This is my right side, but I don't know if I'm mirroring you or if I'm your POV. But I'm picking it up right here on my right side of my forehead. And there's a headache. So and it's going back down and around to the base of the skull. Oh, this may be like migraines. All right, let's get in there, shall we? Ooh. Feels like you've had these for years, many years. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. These are brutal. Like cranial nerves can be so painful, and there's migraines. Oh, all right. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna try to push some energy through to hopefully help. This to me feels very like viral. It feels like the virus, it's like eating the nerve. So like the myelin sheath of the nerve is compromised, and so things can get in there and compromise the nerves of the cranial of the head. So painful, but let me see if I can start healing that myelin sheath so it can protect the nerve. This is brutal. This has been going on for years. I'm so sorry. This feels female. Wow. Oh my gosh. Feels like it just used to be really bad headaches and you'd be like screaming like, oh, it hurts. I hate my head. And then it feels like the migraines have kind of silenced you because that vibration even hurts. So it's like now you have to suffer in silence, because if you move or if you speak, that vibration or any movement just makes it a lot worse. So I'm so sorry. Wow, those are brutal. Okay, let me see if I can get in to these nerves. I'm not going to be able to get all of them tonight. Obviously, it's short show, but watch the replays, okay? Or watch and just keep receiving light in that area. Put your intention to receive light to heal the nerves, okay? Now, when you watch the replay, the light is not as powerful, but it's still healing. It still has power to it. It's just not as powerful as if I'm here right now. So watching the replays will still be helpful. So just put your intention to heal these nerves, okay? And I'm going to keep going. I have not been looking. My eyes have been closed like this entire time almost, so I don't know how much time I have left, but I'm sure I'm getting low. Oh, It also feels like the migraines like cause nausea. Oh, these are brutal. These are brutal. I am so sorry that you have to suffer with these. But I am trying to repair the nerves, okay? And I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I'm sure I'm almost out of time. So if you like what I have to offer, please feel free to go to my website, robinchaney.com, where I have other offerings. And I'm going to do a group live event where I will do personal readings. You'll be face-to-face on Google Meets, and I will pull people from the audience and do readings. So keep an eye on my website. I have it planned for February 21st. But I haven't gotten it set up yet because I've been really busy. So my apologies for that. But I plan on getting that set up next week. So if you are open to going to a group live event where we can interact, please just go to my website. Well, keep an eye on my website. So it probably won't be up till next week because that's when I'll get home. All right, I'm going to lift some of the sadness from this woman. They keep going back to her. So many tears. So many tears. It's like you want to do what's right, but the toxicity is just so high. It's a hard decision. But I think a break, like getting away and then coming back, kind of like work hours or something like that would be helpful. But at least getting some time away, time for yourself, like regularly, not just like intermittent, like regularly. Getting time away to recoup. Ooh, in the chest, opening that beautiful chest up, just loving yourself enough to make a decision that is healthy for you, okay? Making decisions that are healthy for you, giving compassion to yourself instead of all your compassion to other people. You need to put that back on yourself. Ooh, I just got the 60-minute warning. So we have 60 seconds. Not 60 minutes. All right, so I'm just going to intensify the light. And thank you all for coming tonight and being present. And I will see you next week. Until then, I'm just going to continue the light until I get knocked off the air. In 30 seconds, I will get booted off. But another psychic, I believe a psychic comes after me. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the shows this evening and get the healing that you need and deserve. Okay? Have a great night. Stay warm, everybody. And I will see you next week back from my apartment.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Nikki the Psychic. Nikki the Psychic. Live from Nikki-the-psychic.square.site. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Nikki the Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in on this beautifully cold evening here in Pennsylvania. I want to give a quick shout out to my amazing sponsors, Rock Bottom Jewelry and Engraving. You can visit their website at rockbottomje.com, or you can visit their storefront, and that is located in the lower level of Westmoreland Mall in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Also, my other fantastic little sponsor, Evelyn, who is 4 years old, and she makes these beautifully handcrafted, locally sourced fire starters. And these are all to fund her love for horses, which is really awesome. So if you would like to place an order, you can do that at evelynsfirestarters@gmail.com. Also, there's a rebate for purchasing things with Rock Bottom Jewelry. It is OCT. No, it's RBOCT, and that's for 10% off online, 20% off in store. So make sure you check that out. I'm just waiting for my caller here. And yeah, this full moon energy has been really crazy. A lot of battles are ending to make way for new beginnings, new opportunities. And so we just got to embrace that. We got to tune into that energy. We got to let it we just got to submerge ourselves in that. We got Tracy here. She's calling from Pennsylvania. Hey, Tracy.
Hi.
Hey, girl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, babe. What can I do for you, hon? What questions do you have?
I don't think I really have any questions. I was kind of just looking for like general kind of reading.
All right. When I split the deck, we split with Strength and the Lovers. So I feel like this is going to be more relationship directed. So
Okay.
we're going to jump in from there. Are you currently in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
See, I feel like there is a lot of, I don't say like judgment in like a rude way, but I feel like you're not seeing how great you really are to let that person come to you. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Strength here with the Lovers and the Empress card, but we also have Judgment. So maybe it's definitely resolving around past relationships, scars and wounds that these people have caused you. And I feel like it's just preventing you from having that person you're supposed to be with find you.
Yeah, I definitely went through a bad divorce, and now I kind of feel like bad in everyone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
Like I
well,
don't
that
want to go through that
validates
again.
this. It's
so
like,
like
yeah, it's like you are combing through these potential like suitors with like a fine-tooth comb. Like we're not dealing with
Yeah.
any red flags. Like you don't want to pick up anybody else's karmic baggage. So
yeah.
what we're going to
definitely.
do is we are going to essentially what you need to do to attract this person into you is you got to change your type. You got to
Okay.
change where you're looking and maybe where you're going, because you're just going to attract the same person you got away from. Even though you want better, you have to put yourself in a better environment to find these people. And this environment could be even your own mental state as well, like putting yourself first, but also seeing yourself for how great you really are and letting those wounds heal, because you are attracting somebody. And like on my love oracle deck, I got the Sword and the Rose. So right now you're by yourself. You are just having those revelations. You are facing your truth. You're also protecting yourself, but you just need a little sprinkle of clarity to let you know that this next person that comes into your life, because I keep seeing a gentleman with darker hair. He has on a red and black flannel and he's holding flowers.
Okay.
And this person is I'm getting that they know of you. They don't personally know you, they know of you.
Okay.
So in order to get this person speeding towards you a little bit faster, so that you can have that peace and you can have somebody that's not a self-absorbed or narcissist, or like facing a one-sided relationship, like, because that's the past. We're not dealing with people like that anymore. We are going to bury that part of ourselves, because I got the coffin here. So we're going to tell yourself that that's not your life anymore. Those aren't the type of people that we're attracting anymore. We pretty much speak out the type of person that you want to welcome into your life, the person that you want to save, like share your time, your space, and your energy with, because we have the golden mirror and we have the coffin. So we're going to let that end. You know what to look for. You know what's a red flag and what's not a red flag. Like, you're very self-aware of these patterns at this point in time. So we're going to release that trauma. We're going to let ourselves start healing by reconnecting with who Tracy is, what Tracy loves to do. And then whenever we figure that part of ourselves out, we're going to venture out in those areas and meet somebody who has the same mindset, the same goals, maybe some of the same hobbies as you. That way, when you are bonding, you're not bonding over something negative, like talking about your past and things you've been through and wounds that you have. You're bonding over more positive things. You're bonding over hobbies and like sports and just things that are positive things to talk about, growth, where you want your life to go. Because when you're like, this is a whole new beginning for you. And you gotta let that light back in, girlfriend. You gotta let yourself shine. Like, you don't have to worry about making painful decisions anymore at the cost of somebody else's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not your life. You don't have to defend yourself anymore.
Yeah.
You get to push forward and be the best version of you now, which also means getting out in the community, doing things that made you happy when, like, what did Tracy like to do when she was little? Like, just coming back to yourself and letting yourself heal and letting your subconscious calm down from always being in fight or flight. Because like you said, whenever we first, you're like, you know what to look for. Like, we're not playing games anymore. You want happiness, so we're going to bring somebody into our life that is happy. And we have Heart with Key, and that's all about welcoming new love, meeting the one, opening your heart, just getting together with people in new areas, new places, allowing yourself that growth and having grace for yourself and everything that you've also been through. Because this chapter of your life, like with this full moon, and we're also in Scorpio season, we're coming down, this is all coming down to rebirth and releasing. So we're releasing those parts of ourselves that no longer serve you. We're going to bury those, and you're going to make way for yourself to be reborn so you can meet the one. Because he is out there, and he is a lot closer energetically to you than you think he is. I feel like this is somebody that knows you that may have been watching from a distance. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because you were going through things, but because this male is such a gentleman, he's not going to interfere until he knows that you are ready. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying it's someone who knows me, but
No,
I
they
know
might not.
them?
They know of you.
Okay.
They know of you. They may not have personally got the opportunity to get to know you yet, but that's because of the marriage you were in and everything that you just came up and out of.
Okay.
because the cards are telling me that you got away from a snake, somebody who was just malicious and not a very good energy to be around. However, that was like dead weight for you. Like you shedded that off of you. And so now we're going to shake it off the rest of the way, and we're going to come back to Tracy, and we're going to plan what you want these next couple years of your life to look like. What do you want to manifest? What kind of guy do you want to attract to you? Because I can see this guy, and he is a total gentleman, and he's going to come to you, but it's like he's waiting on a sign from you to like make a move to come closer to your energy. Maybe he's giving you space to heal and to get through like the final strings of the divorce and everything. But he is there. He is watching. Like, you might be friends with him on social media. So I would definitely get yourself back out there. We have 60 seconds left. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it definitely all makes sense. Yeah. Like, I see red flags in everyone. I feel like I've just been closed off to giving anyone a chance.
Well, you got to give yourself a chance now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come back to you. We're going to put yourself out there a little bit. Let yourself have some fun, learn new things, go out and be a part of your community. We're coming up on 30 seconds now, so if I cut off, I apologize. But you can also always find me on my website. You can always find me on my website. My phone number is right there, and I would love to talk with you more.
Okay. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Tracy, and everything's going to get a lot better for you. So just keep your head up, girlfriend.
Every generation has a voice that cuts through the noise, a truth teller who reminds us what we've forgotten. Christina Elliott isn't just another psychic. She's the woman redefining awakening itself. Through her show, Instinct Reclaimed, Sanctuary Sessions, broadcasting live Thursdays at 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, and 8:30 U.S. Eastern Time on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. She takes you beyond prediction into transformation. This is where illusion ends, where instinct rises, and where your soul remembers its unique power. Visit ChristinaElliott.org. Because you weren't born to survive the story, you were born to rewrite it.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Instinct Reclaim Sanctuary Sessions with Christina Elliott. Live from ChristinaElliott.org. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Instinct Reclaim on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Hello from Madison, Wisconsin. How is everyone this evening? Thank you for tuning in. Before we take a caller, I kind of want to go over some stuff. We've been talking for the past several weeks about my survival to soul framework and what it's like to live in the survival mode and just trying to live life according to how other people want us to live our lives versus living the lives we really want to live for ourselves, the lives our souls came here to live. So we also have, I know it's impossible to see. I'll remind everyone, you can see these on my website at ChristinaElliott.org. This is the pyramid that I refer to when I want people to live their soul-led life. And in order to do that, at the top of this one, we have liberation, freedom. This is what we really want to be in more often than not. But so many of us are on the reverse side, living in survival mode. So let's flip it around and let's start talking about how we can reclaim our own life. So we'll start climbing this little pyramid too. And in order to reclaim your life, you start releasing the conditioning and you begin choosing your soul over the programming or the conformities that you've been taught throughout your life to kind of just go with the flow, please everybody, fit in, you know, all of that stuff we've talked about previously. Especially this time of year with the holidays upon us, everybody's a little extra stressed because things might be a little extra busy. And we just want to remember we all need to take time to care for ourselves. And self-care is really not only about getting a massage or, you know, acupuncture, whatever it is that makes you relax and smile, but you also want to pay attention to your emotions. And if you're feeling crappy, you want to go ahead and figure out, why am I feeling crappy and what can I do to start to reclaim myself so that I can feel better today? We are ready for a caller. We have Leslie in Holly Springs, Mississippi this evening. Leslie, are you on the call?
Yes, I am, Christina. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful. What can I do for you tonight?
Yes, I've been working at my current job as a college academic advisor for almost 4 years. That will be 4 years this April. And I recently started applying and interviewing for advisor jobs level 2 and 3, as well as senior academic advisor jobs. And I know I'm going to have one in 2026 in that capacity. And will that happen? And in which state that I will be going to next for my next job?
Well, let's see. The first thing Spirit's telling me is I foresee you having more than one choice. I'm thinking about maybe 2 choices. You're going to be able to choose where you want to go, which position you want to accept. And part of that can be based on the region you want to look at. They're telling me it's most likely going to be on the East Coast, somewhere over there on the East Coast, which isn't too far away from Mississippi. It's just a little bit of a drive up. I feel, though, they're also telling me that in order for you to move up in the ranks, so to speak, as you are applying for these jobs and, you know, sending your resume off, put yourself in the frame of mind as if you already have the job. Assume it's already yours. This is key, especially for the ones that you really want. Like if there's one in New York City that's really, you know, speaking to you, you want to live in a much larger space not saying that's an option. That's just an example. I wanted to clarify that. I don't think you're into moving into the big city, Spirit said. But really, it's about the way you feel when you're actually applying. And even when you're not applying, I don't feel like you're dwelling on things in a negative way. Would you say that's true? You don't ruminate, you don't think poorly of yourself, or in terms, you don't think, oh, I'm not good enough for this role. You know you're going to get it. Do you have, Spirit's telling me that you do have a couple states that you would prefer to move to? Is this a true statement?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like there may be a little.
Yes, I
Go
do
ahead.
believe there are three. I do believe there are three. One is Texas, North Carolina, and my home state of Ohio.
Okay. Spirit's telling me that you want Texas or somewhere warm. I apologize. You said there was Texas, Ohio, and North Carolina. So
Correct.
I feel like you're not really feeling like you want to come back to Ohio. And I feel it's because of the weather. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could just be
Correct.
Could just be projecting myself there because it's cold here in Wisconsin. I feel that you definitely, Spirit's saying you really have a good shot at Texas and North Carolina. I feel that there's something more positive towards the Texas position. I don't know if that is because that's your first choice or if it's because that's Spirit saying that's one that's most like the environment that you'll want to be in terms of like the people that you'll be working with. Do you know, is Texas your first choice?
Yeah, I don't have any particular order for choice.
Okay, then I think you have a bet. Then what Spirit's saying is Texas seems to be the one that will align most with your personality in terms of the people you'll be working with. But the information I give you is only as good as your free will choice, because obviously you are going to be getting, I feel like you're going to see other opportunities available after our conversation this evening. Keep applying to those other ones too. Don't put all of your apples in one basket, which you aren't doing. Definitely diversify. Honestly, though, I feel like this is something that's going to move really fast for you after the first of the year. You're going to really start having to plan for your move. Do you have other questions you want to ask me about it, or anything else too?
Yes, I do, because we're going to be starting the spring semester at my current employer the week of January 12th. And because I really want to work around my teaching schedule and my advising schedule, to have those interviews in those times in the afternoon, and we get back the week of January 5th when we're doing our one-stop registration for returning students. And I don't want to interview during that week, because I really like to prefer the first week or the second week of the semester, because I'm very sensitive to that.
I feel that the responses you might be getting, I see a series of interviews. I see them happening more towards mid to late January, where you start hearing some things back. So I see that you might be having some phone interviews, maybe the first couple of weeks, where you're just maybe talking to like an HR person, or not the hiring manager anyway. So I feel like there's potential for maybe some of those calls the first couple weeks of January, but I think they're kind of waiting until January to start looking at applications, to really start paying attention to who they're going to start reaching out to. So I don't get don't get too much in your head if you're not hearing back from people, even within January. People take their time. They've got, tons of applications to go through. I definitely see you as a quality candidate, though. Like, you're probably going to have more interviews than you really care to have. It's quite possible, is what I'm saying. If the positions that you wanted were in that type of availability. I feel Spirit's just saying, like, you're going to have your pick. They are telling me you're going to be able to choose which one you prefer, but they want you to weigh all the options too. Don't just take the one that offers you the highest salary. That might be the correct one for you. Really listen to your heart. If something makes your heart feel at peace and relaxed, and if you're thinking about living there, or, and it's like, that's right. If it's light, it's right. That's what I like to say. So, I see both of those as valid locations for you, though. Ohio as well. I just don't think you personally are going to enjoy life outside of work as much as if you were in Ohio. But don't rule it out. Because, if they offer you $1 million a year, do you really care if you live in Ohio? We have a couple of minutes left. What other questions can I answer for you?
Yeah. And when I get this new job, will that university, will that employer allow me to pursue a doctorate of education in higher education administration?
Yes, but I wouldn't ask about it right away.
Okay.
Ask about it. You can inquire about continuing education as you're as you're going through the interview process if it comes up. But I would say wait and get a feel for how you like your team and the position and everything. Kind of settle into your new role first, and then look at moving into obtaining your doctorate for sure. I think that's a wonderful path for you. Definitely. We have 60 seconds left.
Yeah, that'll be about at least 6 months before I start to inquire about the doctoral program.
Okay, yep, I think that sounds good. And I will say, I can't remember if I said this or not, forgive me, but Spirit is saying that they see you moving into this new role, or hearing about the new role sometime in spring. So I see you hearing about the role early spring, and then, or even sooner than that maybe, but I see you moving early spring and getting settled into a new role. We only have 30 seconds left, Leslie. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. I wish you all the best. If you care, feel free to reach out to me on my website, ChristinaElliott.org. I would love to know what position you accept when the time comes. I want to hear all about it. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for calling in again. Thank you, Spirit, for communicating with us and giving Leslie such wonderful information. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday. Have a fabulous evening, everyone. Bye.
Every generation has a voice that cuts through the noise, a truth teller who reminds us what we've forgotten. Christina Elliott isn't just another psychic. She's the woman redefining awakening itself. Through her show, Instinct Reclaimed, Sanctuary Sessions, broadcasting live Thursdays at 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, and 8:30 U.S. Eastern Time on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. She takes you beyond prediction into transformation. This is where illusion ends, where instinct rises, and where your soul remembers its unique power. Visit ChristinaElliott.org. Because you weren't born to survive the story, you were born to rewrite it.
Hey, everyone. It's nice to see everyone again. I have been MIA for a few weeks. But that was just due to a series of unfortunate events, a comedy of errors, whatever. Oops, I wasn't supposed to quote anyone. We're going to dive right into the pyramid scheme of life. We've talked about obeying and performing. We've talked about fitting in. We've talked about other people's expectations. And now we're going to talk about survival, because that's where yours truly has been for the past 3 weeks. I had to leave. Well, I didn't have to, but I left my soul guided pyramid here for a bit, and I was just functioning in survival mode. It happens to the best of us, psychics as well. And it is common to fluctuate between the evil pyramid scheme of life and the good soul-led pyramid that we have here. But when we get stuck in survival, our reality becomes survival, a never-ending rat race to a comfortable life if we're lucky. I'm lucky. I'm back in my comfortable life. I'm ready to go. We will be taking a caller, but I just wanted to say, if you're living in survival mode, knock it off. We don't want to do that to ourselves. It is unhealthy, both mentally and physically. As my aging body will let you know, it is not happy when I live in survival mode, because then everything else starts to hurt. I have a new product out on my website to help us all with it, though. I have posted out there for sale. It's a survival to soul mini guide. It will help you kind of recalibrate yourself quickly and efficiently when we're all in need, especially this time of year. Whenever it gets wintry here in Wisconsin, I definitely get a little cranky. I get a little bit in survival mode. I'm not very fond of the cold weather, but on my website, ChristinaElliott.org, you can go there. I have a shop up there now. I plan to have some other little goodies out there as I get them developed. But the first one, Survival to Soul Mini Guide, I made it affordable. It's $5.99 plus tax, out there for anyone that just needs a little pocket guide kind of on how to keep yourself in a positive frame of mind. And it's not just how to keep yourself there, it's how to get yourself out of it when you're feeling crappy. That's out there for you. It looks like we're ready for a caller. We have Jill in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Jill, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Jill, I'm also in Wisconsin, so I hope you're staying warm. How are you this evening?
Good. Where are you?
I'm in the Madison area, so I'm in the suburbs,
Okay.
just outside of Madison.
So you're gonna get colder this weekend than I am.
I think that's what I have heard. I have no plans to venture out too much, though. Maybe some fun with friends, but other than that, I just want to stay cozy in my own home.
Me too.
It's the safest place.
Yes.
But you probably called because you had a question or two. What can I do for you?
So I'm gonna be 45 on the 17th. I had an unexpected health issue where I lost my balance, and I'm still recovering, and it's been a month today.
Are you still recovering, or you are still recovering is what you said?
I am still recovering.
Okay. And did you just want me to check in and see what your health looks like presently? Or did you have a particular question?
Whatever you think you should look at.
All right. Well, first, happy early birthday. I hope you have a fabulous one. It's a milestone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Let me tap into your energy here. Just give me a moment to ground and connect. The first thing I am sensing, I am unable to determine if this is a future or present, but right now, within your body, I'm feeling really good. Like, I prefer your energy next to my body's energy right now because mine is so achy, but I'm feeling like yours is feeling lighter. I feel like, are you starting to notice improvements within yourself as well?
Very slowly, but yes.
Slowly. Okay, because what I'm feeling is extremely light. I feel that this is energy that you'll have like a 90% to 100% recovery rate. I don't see this affecting you or I don't feel this affecting you long term. You may continue to have spells of vertigo or dizziness associated from time to time, but it's never going to be anything that is as severe as you experienced it in the past. So it'll be more like you just slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. As long as you remember to take it slow and steady, especially when you're getting up from seated positions, you should be okay. Did you have concerns, or do you have concerns? Spirit's telling me you got something going on with this or with this recent episodes, and you're driving. Are you not able to drive? Are you feeling unsafe to drive? I'm not really sure what they want to discuss here.
I feel unsafe to drive.
You do. Okay. What I would suggest, first of all, if you feel unsafe, don't drive. You know, if you live a life where driving is not an actual requirement that you do day to day, don't force yourself. And Spirit's telling me you might start to have a little more comfort if there's someone that could ride with you in the car and just start slowly. Does that sound like something you could do if you have a friend or family member? Just go for if somebody wants to go shopping or go out to eat with you or run errands, whatever. I think that will make you feel a little more secure, and just have that person there, and do short distances, something that you're comfortable with at first, 5-10 minutes, and just slowly place yourself back into a place of comfort with driving. If you feel like it, because it is your choice. If you don't ever want to drive again, I think you'd be okay with that too. Are there other
I'm gonna have to drive again. So you see me recovering soon.
I do.
Soon?
I do. Let me check in with a timeline. One moment.
Okay.
It will be slow. It'll be slow. I'm seeing you up. I feel like you're going to feel that 90 to 100% better within the next 3 to 4 months. So that's when you're really going to start not feeling the physical ailments that come with it. Not just the dizziness itself, but the anxiety that you get with it. Or I feel like you have I feel like there's other aches and pains throughout your body as a result of this. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Those will be also feeling better for you within the next 3 to 4 months. But that is, of course, if you keep doing the things that's recommended for you medically in order to feel better too. So if you've been given medications, I would recommend, follow up with your doctor and keep in close communication with them about any medications you're currently on, and pay attention to how they make you feel too. Because as you continue to heal yourself, the medications, I think I'm sensing there might be a little a dosing issue with one of them, that perhaps maybe you'll want to lower your dose over a period of time. I feel like your doctor may have already talked to you about this, and to just be aware of some of those symptoms, because I feel like one of the symptoms or one of the side effects of having the dose too high is dizziness. And so just be aware of that it could be a medication issue in the future if you're experiencing any of that. Just kind of be aware of the medications you're taking and the side effects, and stay in communication with your healthcare professionals.
Will I be able to go back to work after when the new year starts?
Let's see here. if they give you I can't think of the word. If they give you like a position that is a little more limited than what you usually do, is your day-to-day work a little physical? Like, are you on your feet or moving around quite a bit?
No.
Then I think you should be okay going back after the new year, because you'll be able to you won't be in positions where you're placing yourself in predicaments, so to speak, where you could get dizzy and have an accident as a result. I don't see that's a problem after the first of the year, but you may want to request a modified duty. If there are things, I don't know though. I feel that you will be able to do your job accurately and well. I think you have a hesitation, though. May I ask what your hesitation is about going back?
Well, I got it driving there and back.
Oh, got you. How long is your drive? I feel like it's like 15 to 20 minutes.
No, it's about 10. Well, both
okay.
ways,
So
it would be
I must have
20.
been giving you winter time. No, I'm just kidding. I make mistakes
Right,
too.
it depends, right?
Yes, we just have a couple minutes left. I think that if you can do these practice drives and get yourself into a more comfortable position, I would say if you want to think about going back to work mid to late January, I feel that would be okay as long as you practice driving enough to make yourself feel comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, I hate to put the onus on you, but at the end of the day, you're the only one that knows how you feel when you're out there, and just with the law of attraction, if you're not feeling well or if you're too scared to drive, we all know how that just comes and bites us in the ass. Oh, I'm not supposed to swear, excuse me. But that's what I'm saying. I want you to be aware of how driving makes you feel. Because if you're constantly anxious and your heart is racing, then it's not a good time for you. You want to find a grounding space where you can peacefully be behind the wheel. That's why I feel like if you're driving with someone in the vehicle with you as a practice, that would help you ease into it a little bit more. And Jill, we are out of time, but I want to thank you so much for calling in. I want you to have a beautiful, happy birthday on the 17th of December. It's a wonderful day. And I am so glad to be back on the air, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we are done with a series of unfortunate events, and I'll be back live with you again next Thursday.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Mediumship Uncovered with Medium Donna Young. Live from MediumDonnaYoung.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Mediumship Uncovered on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, hi
everyone. I'm back. I'm back in sunny Cootamundra, which is in New South Wales. So we're back from the road trip, a little bit sad, but ready for work. And I've got fully booked day today in our centre, which is Cootamundra Healing Centre, which I'm really excited about. So I've got a lot of things to cover today. So, and I've also got a caller that's going to ring in for a reading as well. So, I've got a message here for Paula Manoz, I think. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with, especially when I'm working with spirit, with pronouncing words, but I'm getting a mother coming through for you. So she's talking about wanting you to know that she's okay. She's talking about where there was a lot of issues with her before she passed, problems with her head, but also to do with her lungs as well. And she's talking about where you've been going through a lot, and she just wants you to know that you're okay. She's supporting you. So, and she's always there. She's talking about Dakota. So I don't know if that's where you are or that's where she lived, but that's what she's noticed. So I've also got a caller coming through now. So I've got Patty from Chicago, USA. So hi, Patty. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
That's okay. Welcome, welcome. So how I work is I communicate directly with spirit. So we've only got a few minutes. So I'll try and cover whatever area that you want me to cover, or bring through exactly who you want me to bring through. So now they're talking about a son. Is there issues around a son at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and they're just talking about being around the sun. It's almost like you've had to step back a little bit and really take set firm boundaries, if that makes sense, around a situation and how you're treated in that situation. And they're just talking about how proud they are. And I'm getting a mother coming through who's actually talking about this. And is there changes to do with your work as well?
No. More like, in the last 3 years, I had to leave my home.
Yeah. And have you struggled with being able to find work or to do with work?
Yeah, it's being able to work, really.
Yeah. And they're also talking about a whole heap of issues to do with health issues and to do with, it's almost like you've lost everything and have to start all over again.
Yes, correct.
And I've got, and not only your mother, but I've got an angel there that's been supporting you through this. And I actually feel like things are finally coming into place. And in the next month, I'm seeing where you're actually you're going to end up being able to go home. It's almost, or have a place that you can call home.
I love
and
it.
I feel like, pardon?
I love that you said that, because that's the phrase I use.
Yeah, and that's what this mother's saying. You're going home. It's like you're finally going to find that place that you can call home. And so just hang in there. I feel like you already have the plans in place. There may be delays around paperwork. But everything's going to happen all at once, like very, very quickly. And I'm seeing by April you will be very, very stable and secure. Does that make sense?
It does, and it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
That's okay, Patty. It was lovely to speak to you. And it's so exciting for you that things are finally falling into place, and just know that you've got that support.
Oh, blessings to you. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, love. You take care. Now, I've also got a message for Aaron Lavender. Now, I'm actually getting that you're in Australia. They're telling me, and I'm having a brother coming through for you. And this brother, I want you to know that he's okay. He's talking about a lot of health issues, but he may have even had it may have even had something to do with his passing, or where he didn't look after himself. And I feel like everything kind of fell away, and everything really didn't work out. And this was to do with his own doing. And he's talking about a lot of where you tried to help him, but it's almost like he was very hard to deal with as well. And he just wants you to know that he's okay. He's around you. He's talking about there's a move or something that's happening with you, or to do with the daughter, but everything's going to work out around that, and they just want you to know this. So I hope that helps, Karen. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone's questions. I don't get to answer everyone's, but please leave as many comments as you can, and ask who and let me know who you want me to bring through, or you don't need to always. A lot of the time Spirit will just come through and show me the information I need to know. So now I had a spiritual question about how do I reset between readings, and how do I go from one thing to the next, and sometimes it's a little bit hard when I'm actually doing. So if I had a lady who needed to do her reading via phone today, and so and she was having trouble with the payment. So I said, oh well, I'll do it for you. And I really struggled with that, because when I'm working, I'm in a whole different dimension. So ask me to read, or ask me to numbers and dispel and everything, I really struggle with it. I feel like I'm all over the place and a little bit dyslexic with everything when I'm working in between working with the energy. So, and that could kind of take a little while for the energy to go sometimes. When I'm away working, and if I've got a fair way to travel, Spirit always looks after me. So I feel really, really blessed with that. So there's often when I travel for days, and and I've got to travel a few hours in between days that I'm reading or doing shows or whatever. And if I'm on my own, Spirit will keep the energy with me until I make it to wherever I'm going safely. So they always look after me. But when I go from one thing to the next, it's just as simple as turning a switch on and off. So 1 minute I might be talking to everyone else, and the next thing I'll switch on, and Spirit will come through. So there's also they're also talking, someone also asks me about going places and being able to see things, and being able to how do I get those really accurate predictions? So a lot of the time Spirit will actually come through, and they'll show me a situation, so say for missing persons or missing items, they may show me like a video screen of where that item or whatever it is placed, or what's actually happened with the situation. I do have a lot of police get in contact with me. They can't use it with court or anything like that, but they can actually, they book a reading just like everyone else, and sometimes it's for themselves, but then I'll touch on their cases as well, and they'll ask me questions about it just because I can remote view, and that remote view means I'll go to that place and I'll be able to see what happened. And sometimes there's a time lapse, or the time gets mixed up. That's one area that I haven't mastered yet, but it's because on the other side there's no timing, so everything's all happening at once. There's really no timing with things. So when I'm doing a reading, a lot of the time they'll show me from the beginning. So they'll show me sometimes from years ago where there was a divorce, and they'll tell me the whole story about your life until we get to where you are. And that might only take 2 minutes or whatever, but it's so I understand the whole situation to be able to give you as much information as you need. So it's lovely speaking to you all. I love being on here. I feel really blessed to be able to be a part of Air Psychic Radio. And you can also book for 4 readings with me at mediumdonnayoung.com. So you can book on there. I think I'm almost fully booked for February. So have a look, because every week I put up new times, because I really don't like to be too booked out in advance like I have in the past, because then the people who really need it when they need it miss out. So I'm going to have a lot of shows and things happen this year in Australia, so keep posted. I've also got a documentary coming up, which will be on mostly YouTube video, like movies or whatever, and that's going to be released in the next few months, and that's mostly going to be in America, so which is very exciting for all of you people who follow me in America. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Stay out of the heat, those of you in Australia, and stay out of the snow in America. So have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Remember to leave me messages and questions about anything through the week, and I might just answer something for you. See ya.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Insights with Solaris with Jennifer. Live from Solaris.1. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Insights with Solaris on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Good evening or good morning, whenever and wherever you are. I am Jennifer, your host tonight. I have been a tarot reader for over 10 years, and I have over a dozen certifications from different holistic methods, from Reiki to tuning forks to astrology. I do a little bit of it all, but I always come back to say that I am simply a channel of spirit, and I bring messages for those who come to me. And so I love to start out with a collective message for the next couple of days. So the next 7 days from when you are watching and listening to this. And it seems like as we are going through the motions, there will be some emotions coming up to kind of be addressed. I'm not seeing a lot of forward movement as far as decision making, but I do see a lot of depth and a lot more understanding wanting to come to the surface. And particularly if you find yourself, if you have any children, or if you have younger members of your family, maybe their niece, nephews, cousins, but they will be particularly within your family unit, they're maybe having a little bit of trouble. It could be with school, it could be with self-expression, and they may just need a little bit more gentleness in this time period, and also a little bit of guidance. So if you have a younger person in your life that seems to be struggling a bit, it would be wonderful if you had the means to just support them in the next couple of days. But regardless of there not being a whole lot of movement, there is still a big forward push on, okay, what am I going to do for the future? There's a lot of closings coming to you. This can be anything really. It could be a closing of a relationship or a business partnership, whatever it may be. You are looking forward to finally closing this chapter and walking towards the next stage. But you do have to go forward and make sure you are understanding all the depths to this, not just your emotions, but the logical sides of it as well. So don't be too hard on yourself this week. As you're moving forward, allow yourself to take time to make decisions if you are forced to make decisions, okay? And just be a little bit more kind to the younger people that you see in your day-to-day life. And so we're going to hop into our caller for today, and we have Dina from Oklahoma. Hello, Dina.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What type of questions do you have today?
I was wondering if you could tell me anything I could do different than I'm doing now for my son.
Okay. Let's see. Anything that you can do differently to support your son?
Right.
Okay, yeah, let's see. It seems like there has been some difficulties here. Is there any type of legal battle going on right now, or any type of influence with the law or in the legal sphere?
You could say that.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's see what we can do here as what you can do. So I see like it has been an ending of a difficult situation, and you are allowed to expect things to get better. All right. It also could be kind of like recovering from an addiction, or possibly just patterns and behaviors that weren't necessarily in the highest interest of your son. But it does seem like there is a renewal presently that's trying to take place, particularly also a release of like more negative influences as well surrounding money, people that may have not been a great influence. So, as we are stepping forward this, you are coming in, and what you can help a little bit more is that to really bring in logic to complex situations and decisions. I see you more stepping forward of like, okay, it's time to stop procrastinating. This has ended. It's time to move forward. I am going to help you research new opportunities, particularly if it's around a job opportunity as well, or different avenues on how to move forward. That could be I'm seeing a type of contract come forward. Now, I don't necessarily see something written, but like an agreement. And I often see this when it comes to job opportunities, but it could also be like, okay, I do agree to go into this facility to get help, or this is a health plan for me to improve in the future. It could also just be so many different things. But I see you helping with that research to help your son make those steps to get to a new type of standing.
Wonderful.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty much exactly what I wanted to hear.
All right. So not everything is sunshine and rainbows, as I'm sure you know. So
of course.
as you're going across the next couple of weeks, you're going to feel like your son is just really set on the past and what has happened, and not really looking at the opportunities you are presenting. Okay, so you're going to be presenting, you're going to be helping finding opportunities and better partnerships, and he's not going to be fully open to that right now. And there may become to a situation, or even like ultimatums coming forward of you presenting like, okay, I either need you to do this, or I'm no longer in a position to really support you. It doesn't have to necessarily be that extreme, but I do see like an ultimatum giving place to like, hey, you got to get up and you got to start moving type of things. And that's okay if you step into that energy, because I do see that coming up the next couple of weeks. And that's okay because we all go through ups and downs. What I'd like for
Right.
you, though, is that it is showing that what has happened has been completed. And whenever we fully allow something to complete, like we finished a book, we put it back on the shelf, and then we decide what to read next. Or we're flipping through the channels on TV, you're like, I don't want to watch a drama. I don't want to watch a comedy, right? You're trying to figure out what to do next. And so
Right.
we're guiding and offering like opportunities. Just remember, if there is resistance, it's not a reflection of you by any means. It's just like that hesitation of like, I don't know what to do next. And it's kind of where your
Well, you can't push anybody either until they're ready. And that's why I wanted to speak to you, really, is because I don't want to overstep my ground. But you're exactly right. Something needs to change. He needs to quit looking back and look forward.
Yeah, and so I see that you stepping forward is going to be a lot of help. Not necessarily at the beginning. We have to get over that discontentment and be like, yeah, I'm just stuck, right? Because he's not stuck. He's only stuck because he doesn't know where to move forward. And by providing different options and opportunities, right, you are saying, hey, you are not stuck, but you are here because you want to be here. Whether or not it's like, oh, I really want to be here because I like it here, but it's like, I don't want to go anywhere else. And that's kind of a hard truth for somebody to look at themselves. But particularly with your son, I do see him stepping forward with a little bit of emotional clarity and what he wants to do next. It's gonna take a few weeks, okay? But there is opportunity for him possibly to go back to school, or possibly getting like some type of apprenticeship where he can learn and build his skills so he can be more independent as he moves forward, particularly within the careers path as well. So he will be rewarded for his hard work. That is just, hopefully that brings you a little bit of settlement in the heart because, right, it's been hard, it's been complicated, and there is positivity coming forward. It's just going to take a little bit of while to get over that discontent. And yeah, it's that part's just going to take time. I don't necessarily think that you can do anything to support that, but I'm going to pull some cards for that one.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so you are allowed to pause before acting just as anyone else. And so are you stepping into your intuition, that motherly instinct as well? You develop trustworthy relationships, and within that you help grow foundations. And this is where you are really shining as a mother, is trying to bring him up and rebuild him in a way that he can stand on his own, and he knows he is emotionally supported, because it seems like that has kind of been lacking. Not necessarily like it's lacking, but as he has not been allowing himself to succeed. So you just being there and offering kind of like options or helping him solve problems, that kind of helps create more confidence, where he's like, okay, I need to move. I have to do something. I have to change. And I really do see him going back to learning new skills to really help him, not only like survive in a different way, but to start to move away from surviving into really living. Because at this moment, it feels like he's just getting by day, and it's
right.
That's nowhere
Exactly.
way to live, right? That's not living. That's just surviving.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
So I do like to see this because he is moving away from that. It just takes a little bit more time. And it does seem like as a message for you is that you're not here to rescue anyone. Even if this is somebody of your flesh and blood, you don't rescue anyone. All you can do is like provide that strength to support others in any crisis. And when you act with love and no expectation of reward, right? That's when people feel safe. And that is when not only there's going to be
guide. I feel like I'm just here to guide.
And that's absolutely true. Because I'm feeling so much heart base, and I do feel like your son is having a lot of difficulties expressing emotion, and working through that, learning how to speak, setting boundaries, right? He's gaining confidence to step forward and face his fears because you're providing that safety net. And everybody needs that at some point or another. And it's wonderful that your son has somebody that really cares about him to help him take that next step forward. Because I see him opening up his heart. I'm seeing him move forward, particularly if there's a way to get him involved in any type of service orientated, or even just like kind of helping out. That will help to move in as well. I don't know if you're interested in that or if he can get involved in community, but there is something about that source is saying that it will open things up and help him face the fears.
And so pushing him towards something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also within the justice system, it seems like he does have a lot of balance and a sense of justice, so that would only support him into healing and moving into a positive direction.
Yes.
All right. I hope that helps, Dina. Just keep being you and be patient, and let's hope that your son chooses the path of change.
Thank you so much. You've been right on the nail. You've helped a lot. I appreciate you.
All right. You have a great day.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Tales from the Other Side with Chris Clardy. Live from Terrell and LenormandByChris.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Tales from the Other Side on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. February is already flying by. I thought I would start off tonight by telling you a little bit about some other things that I do and giving you some information about how to find out a little bit more. I was very excited and very happy to join Miss Caitlin Kennedy on her podcast, The Developing Medium, that came out this week. And it is available on Spotify and the Apple podcast platforms. And if you go to any of those platforms to take a listen, again, it's called The Developing Medium is the name of the podcast series. And the latest one that was released this week is called Listening Beyond Words, and it's an interview with myself, and I discuss a lot of the ways you go about doing animal communication, and at least from my perspective, the ways I go about doing it. As anybody will tell you that does anything with mediumship development, psychic development, doing animal communication, anybody that you talk to that does this kind of work, we all seem to do it a little bit different. The core of how it is done is somewhat similar, but the soup and nuts of the whole thing is all a bit different. We all seem to perceive things a little different than one another. We all develop a little bit different than one another. So keep that in mind when you're going to visit a medium or a psychic or an animal communicator, that you don't say, well, the last person that I talked to said they did it this way, so maybe you aren't quite doing it the right way. Don't kind of look past that, because we all perceive things a little bit different. So on that note, I have Diane in Harrington, Delaware. What can we help you with this evening, Diane?
I'm just seeing what you have on my pet reading.
Okay.
Never had one, so.
Oh, alrighty. So what is your pet's name? Breed?
Casper.
Casper, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is Casper a dog or a
lab.
cat? Oh, is a lab. So we got
dog.
a dog named Casper and is a Labrador. And is Casper with us, or has Casper crossed over?
He's crossed over.
Okay. So when Casper was with us, Casper had a very fun-loving, typical Labrador personality that was very steady Eddie, was not protective at all. I'm gonna say that, but was very driven to be that love bug companion wanted to be by your side and had this personality and just this knowing of when you needed that extra support. I'm getting he was very, very supportive of you. And if you weren't feeling well or you were having an off day, he just knew that you needed a little extra attention. And even now, he's still looking out for you in that respect. He's still coming around when you are having those off days and when you're not feeling yourself or not feeling well. And I'm feeling like, especially when I'm sensing that you have had gone through some stuff with, not that you've had a serious health problem, but I just feel the sense of having either some colds or some not having a lot of energy and not feeling real well. And he has been supportive and still trying to be around you, almost in this way of trying to remind you of things, of when things need to be done, when to take medications, when to you need to get up and drink some water, you need to go and get a snack, things of that nature. And he also, he's making me feel like you have this this sense of, I don't want to call it, I want to call it more of a heaviness than a guilt, that you are still having some heaviness related to his passing, and that he's expressing that everything is okay, and that it's okay to move forward, and that it's okay to let go in your own way, and that he is still part of your everyday life. And I also feel like there's been times that you like catch glimpses of him out of the corner of your eye, and you also hear things in the house, almost like his tail, like hitting, like it would hit the coffee table sometimes. It would hit tables in the room, and you'll hear like a faint thunk that it would make when it would hit things. Does that sound normal? Like, is that something that you're perceiving?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you're noticing things like this, acknowledge him. Acknowledge that you know he is there. And this is also going to help you, bring you a little bit more peace. And it's also going to kind of lift the energy in the room, because he's going to get happier because he realizes that you're recognizing and noticing him.
Okay.
I also feel like he liked to ride in the car, and I'm seeing him hanging his head out the window, and those goofy pictures of dogs you see hanging out the window with their ears flapping, and him just like really enjoying going on adventures. Like, he liked to go on adventures in general. He liked to have that the feeling of being in a car was almost like that person who loves to go on a motorcycle ride, that sense of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
He really, really enjoyed doing that. And I also see him sitting in the back seat of a vehicle with you and going on those car rides still with you.
Right. Okay.
he and I get this, I see him sitting back there with you, and he is I feel like you have felt him in the car with you, almost like him breathing on you and feeling kind of like that hot breath behind you before.
Okay.
And I'm getting something too about like either a tag that was on his collar that is hanging somewhere that has been kept. It was either a name tag or a rabies tag that's hanging somewhere.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if it's on an old collar or it's actually left somewhere. But if this isn't making sense, keep an eye out for it. Because I feel like there's like an old, and I'm getting in particular rabies tag. So keep an eye out for it, because it feels like it's gonna come up for you. Like you're gonna go, oh, that's what she was talking about. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. And I also feel like you have thought about getting another dog, but you also don't feel like that fits quite into your life. You don't want to get something young and raise it. But I'm feeling another dog energy around you, though.
I did get one after he passed.
Okay. But I'm feeling like this one has nothing, like this one's polar opposite of him. And I'm not feeling like this one was a tiny baby. I'm not feeling like this one was a puppy that you got.
He was a puppy.
He was a puppy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling like I'm feeling like it was a bit, I don't know, this dog its energy feels completely different, and it's feeling older, maybe because it's feeling like maybe an older soul energy dog. But this dog has a whole different dynamic to it, and it has a bunch of different lessons for you to learn.
I can relate to that.
So he's telling me that this is a brand new adventure and a brand new way of learning different perspectives. And this is going to bring you healing in a different way. So to have an outlook and a different insight on things that you had from him. So, I think this is a mild way of saying your challenges are gonna be a little bit different. So enjoy him and be patient, but it's definitely a rewarding job that this new one's bringing into your life. So I really hope
it sure is.
I really hope you are enjoying this new adventure you're on, and I really thank you for allowing me to give you a message from Casper, and I hope you enjoyed that, and
I did. Thank you.
Sends you much love, and I really appreciate chatting with you this evening.
I did too. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. What is
You're listening to Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyons.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, darling ducklings. I'm Perry Lyons, and I'm New York City Celebrity Psychic. This is my retreat here. That Chinese screen in the back is, it's from China. Okay. Anyway, I am, we're snowed in where I am right now. So I haven't, I'm a little out of touch with humanity. So we're going to dive right into the psychic tarot weather. And psychic tarot weather is like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. While I'm doing this, please feel free to call in and ask me any question that's in your heart, as long as it's not calculus, geography, or certain aspects of geometry. Physics is okay. Anyway, so the first card represents the beginning of the week, starting today. So the second card is the weekend. The third card is the rest of the week until next Wednesday. Hi, Melissa. I'm glad you're here.
Hi, Perry.
Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Good. I'm just going to do the psychic tarot weather. So I'm going to ask you to do some vagus nerve breathing, VAGUS nerve breathing. Goes like this until I come back to you. So just breathe in deeply, like that, and then breathe in what's on top of that, like that, and then breathe out through pursed lips, like you're blowing out a candle. It's a little undignified, and it will amuse any toddlers in your vicinity. But do that like 3 times just to bring your central nervous system into alignment, as opposed to the vagus nerve, VAGAS, which is when stimulated, where you wake up in a hotel in a Nevada city surrounded by 10 unconscious sex workers, 10,000 empty bottles of liquor, and a missing decade of your life. But enough about my personal life. Anyway, glad you're here. Melissa means honey in Greek, doesn't it?
What's that?
Melissa means honey in Greek, right?
Yeah, I think it means honeybee.
Okay, either is good. So, all right, here's the psychic weather for the week. This is for you and everybody. And then we'll get to your specific question. You sound really nice. I'm glad you called. Yay. Okay. So the first part of this is an interesting card. I'm going to have to put my finger over parts of it. I didn't realize this is a fairly uninhibited tarot deck. Okay. So I'm putting my fingers over the naughty bits. Sorry, I need a manicure. So this is the card of, it's the devil card, but it doesn't mean literally like, ooh, big guy with horns and, that thing. What it does mean is that you might be in a time of quitting being in bondage to something or someone. So you might be struggling to quit drinking or smoking or maybe getting out of a relationship that some part of you knows is not good for you. And this card is saying that you've got a lot of sort of angelic energy behind you supporting that decision. So anything you decide to stop doing, whether it's smoking, drinking, toxic relationship, crochet, excuse me. Actually, I think you can keep doing crochet. So that's the first part of the week. Interestingly, the second part of the week, the weekend, it's a great card for the weekend. This is the victory in, can you see this? It's it's the Chariot card. It's a chariot being pulled by a black sphinx and a white sphinx. And what that means is sphinxes are useful. What it means is combining arts and business. So you might be getting a new job where you combine something sort of arts related and something business related, or you might be starting your own side hustle, which combines both. Or you might be, it's usually woman-led business. So you might be sorry about that. And the last card, almost there, Melissa. Oh, this is really nice. We have the Six of Cups. This always means to me that somebody you used to love or used to be friends with or was very important to you is coming back into your life. This could be the return of an old lover. I mean, young, but not a current love. Oh, you know what I mean. It could be you reconnecting with a friend from maybe childhood. But it's a wonderful card. And whenever it shows up, it presages a time of kind of sweetness, nostalgia, and reminiscence and good stuff. So it's going to be a good week. Okay. All right, my darling, how can I help you?
I kind of a general question, I guess. Where do you see me within the next year in, kind of love and life? Where do you see my path going? Is it going to be with somebody, by myself? Do I kind of stay put and grow as I am? What do you see kind of towards the end of this next year?
Gotcha. Good question. What day is your birthday? I like to connect people through their
February
birthdays.
9th.
Oh,
February 9th. I'm going to be 45 and
you're just a baby.
and a half.
She's older than you. Okay. What has happened? Melissa? The fact that you're not in a relationship right now is, on some level, your choice, because the relationship that's coming towards you, and it is, but it's not immediate. You've some part of your spirit or soul has chosen to be by yourself right now, so you can grow into your own expectations rather than anybody else's. You have a tendency, well, we all do. We all have a tendency to kind of change ourselves a little bit to be with the person that we are in love with. But for you, you've been changing very fast. The last few months, last year kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. This year's going to be much better, and you're going to notice this kicking in right after your birthday, around February 15th to 25th. I think you're not going to meet, I don't feel like men, women, llamas, whoever this person is. I'm just going to call them Bob. I don't know. I just like the name Bob.
That was my ex-boyfriend's name. That's funny.
Well, that's just my job. It's funny. It's not a name you hear very much anymore. Okay, so this feels to me like, well, he might be coming. If that Bob comes back around, you're done with him. Don't go back there, even if it's tempting. But you're very attractive. I mean, you just are. Yeah, I can see you. I'm good at remote viewing.
Thank you.
So you really don't have to worry about finding somebody, because the minute you decide that, okay, it's time for me to have a relationship, the person's going to appear. I think you're going to meet somebody. Are you traveling this summer? Are you going to like Greece in August or something?
No, I don't have any big travel plans quite yet. A few little ones, but nothing crazy big.
Okay. I think you're probably going to wind up taking a bigger I can't talk. Hold on. I'll rewind. There. I think you're going to wind up traveling farther and more than you think. You might be accidentally taking a cruise. That happened. I won a cruise once, and it's like, wow. So either somebody's going to invite you in one, or it looks to me like you're going to be traveling August, September. And I think that's where you're going to meet this person. Yeah, actually. Even if you don't have anything planned, trust me on this.
Okay.
but it's also going to happen. You really have been changing a lot, and in a very good way. And it can be lonely, it can be hard, it can be sad, but the worst of that is over, and you've learned. Unlike most people, you've actually learned from your experience. Do you feel that's true?
Yes, that is very true.
Cool. Yeah, I think so too. Well, Aquariuses are great. You guys are awesome. You're not like other signs.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah. I mean, there's like 11 other signs, and then there's Aquarius, and you're not like the rest of us. And that's a great thing. You guys are always very original. You very seldom let your heart speak louder than your head, and I kind of think that's a good thing. But the person you're going to find is somebody who's an intellectual equal, because one of the things you're doing this year is you're finding out, like on some level, you've always known you're really smart, but you're going to really dive into that this year. You might even go back to school, but on some level, you're going to take your intelligence and do you write, or do you have kind of a writer way of looking at things?
No, I'm artistic, but no, I don't really do any of that currently. I do work a corporate ladder that I don't want to continue to climb, but I do.
Yes.
But I teach yoga, I do chakra balancing, like that type of stuff. So
cool.
in an essence, that's kind of artsy, more than corporate ladder.
Yeah, you're not a corporate person. I guess the artsy is what I was picking up on. I would keep your corporate job for now because there's going to be a lot of societal ups and downs coming up. So you want some stability. I would think about building something out from your yoga teaching. I teach Kundalini yoga.
Okay.
For you, I think that you might want to, I don't know if you teach at a specific place or you teach in a bunch of different places. What I'm getting is keep your practice steady. You can even up the time if you want, because what's going to happen in the next few months is what you want to do, the yoga, your creativity, and your ability to run a business, because you have a good business sense, even though you're creative. What's that like? They're going to combine to... I'm not sure if you might open your own yoga studio, but that wouldn't be for a year or two. What I think you might be doing is sort of, how can I put this? Get 90 seconds. I would concentrate in that because I'm getting a lot of green and gold light around that. And to me, that means that there's a lot of growth and healing, but there's also money. And we like money. Money is our friend. Money takes us out to dinner. Money is nice to us. So I think by the end of the year, your path is going to be a lot clearer than it seems right now. And you're going to start, I think by June or July, you're going to have some idea about how to package what you do, or how to sort of, I don't want to say brand because that's so gimmicky, but you're going to come up with something that's specifically Melissa. It's like Melissa Lini, like Kundalini. Right after that is when your person is going to show up, because your trajectory this year is going up, and you're going to just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, actually. I mean, now as opposed to you 10 years ago, unbelievable. Totally different person. Kind. I mean, you were
life shifts a lot.
Yeah, but you've done great. So trust yourself. You're going to have money. Trust the yoga thing. And give me a call when the guy shows up, because I want to say, I told you so.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all doing really well. I will get into, if you're new to the show, I do a 3-card pull for the collective every week, and you can take a moment to see whether you're drawn to card 1, card 2, or card 3. Remember, it's a collective reading, so kind of like whatever the message that I give, you see where you can fit it in your life that it needs the most guidance at this point in time. If the message doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to somebody else, maybe you're just meant to pass it on. Otherwise, just kind of like hang on to it. It might be an answer that you need, whether it's in a couple of days, weeks, months, just see how you go. Remember, it's a collective, so I try to give as much information as I can to be as specific as I can in a short amount of time. Okay, so if you are drawn to card 1, we have this card here, which is nature. All right, now with this card, it did come out upside down when I flipped it, and I always do the cards before the show just for the purpose of time. I'm very limited for time, so if it's like one less thing that I can do, so that's why they're all chosen beforehand. All right, now if you have picked number 1 and it has come out upside down, I feel like with some of you may be constantly connecting spiritually, and you may need to go outside and ground yourselves. For some of you might be not connecting very well with your intuition, because a lot of people, once they start getting a bit of a taste of their abilities, they want to keep going and getting more and more and more. But you can't just live up here, spiritually. You have to ground yourself. You have to also be in touch with your human side and everything that you need to do with life. You can't constantly be asking spirit for answers about absolutely everything. Okay, so I do feel like you do need to listen to your intuition. You got to trust your instincts. Maybe the grounding will help you with that. I do feel like there is issues here that need to be resolved for some people. I'm also getting there needs to be some rest here for some of you, whether it's physically, mentally, even spiritual rest. Like I mentioned, I'm hearing you need to unwind. So see how that resonates for you. If you want to go outside and ground yourself barefoot on grass, I know some of you, it's winter, so that may be a little bit hard. But that's actually the best way. Okay, if you were drawn to card 2, it's this one here that has hands written on it. I know some of you are just listening to the show, so if you want to watch the video, you'll be able to see the card. All right. I feel with this one, this is, I'm getting even though it's got like a lot of things on here, like tools, apprenticeship work, stuff like that, I'm also getting hands-on healing here. So some of you may be healers, and you might be wondering, healing, whether that's a path you want to go down. So whether it's Reiki or any other healing modality. So maybe look into that. I feel like you've got to make stronger connections here spiritually, and sort of like have more faith in your abilities and trust your inner guidance as well. I am also being told you need to practice some patience at this given time as well. There will be, I feel like, an awakening, a shift. There'll be some kind of discovery within your self, and it could be about what you need to choose. This could be work related, it could be a hobby. So just see how that resonates with you. If you are tuned into card 3, it's this one here, which has time on it. All right, with this card, there's a lot of stuff with this card. It can be releasing things from the past, letting go, healing yourself, allowing yourself to heal, growing, and as you're moving on from things. I do feel like with some of you, you need to practice. It's time to practice some self-care, looking after yourself, but it's also like, finding yourself worth and self-respect as well. And also I'm getting, some of you might need to create some boundaries. There is also forgiveness coming up with this. It's part of the healing journey. It's releasing, having compassion for other people. I'm being told place yourself in somebody else's situation to have a better understanding for what's going on with them. Okay, I hope that has helped. Now I have Natalie on the line. Natalie, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How can I help you today?
Basically, my question would probably be career path.
So what was that? Your husband what?
My question would probably be like career.
Sorry, I'm not hearing you very clearly. Are you saying about your career?
Yeah, like that's what I would have questions about.
Okay, all right, lovely. I do, is there anything specific you want to know about that? I'm getting that you need to make decisions, and I feel like you're in the balance with all of this. Does that make sense for you?
Kind of.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I feel like you have to either look at whether it's studying something else, whether it's adding to your skills. There is more work that you need to learn around like your career. I do feel you may, are you working at the moment? Because I'm seeing a change in jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit is saying upskill. All right. I do feel like there is the financial side is important for you. It's not just the work, and that's why they're saying upskill and establish something for yourself. They're also talking like even potentially having your own business down the track. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay. They're saying you need to trust your intuition at this moment. I am getting that it's not exactly the right time you can think about it, and you can sort of like have checklists, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, but I don't feel like it's the right time to go ahead with anything like right now. I am seeing the Knight of Wands in my third eye, and the Knight of Wands can, it represents, you know, like hastiness. So don't be too hasty in your decisions. However, that whatever comes up, you are perfectly capable of controlling it and dealing with it. So I feel like, you know, all these there's new beginnings, there's choices along with indecisions, along with opportunities. But whatever sense of helplessness or hopelessness that you've had in the past around this, I feel like that's all going to change. There is, but you are going to change as well. It's not just what you do with work. I feel like you're growing out of things, or you've grown out of things. It's not, you're moving into being a different person and wanting different things for yourself. And Spirit are like, don't feel like there's any despair or anything around this, because there is definitely movement. And with your movement, as you move forward, there is strength even when there's only little changes, they're saying. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. There is going to be improvement in your finances, they're saying, and any hardships that you've had along the way, whether they were big or small, Spirit is saying they're all coming to an end now, okay? It's like they're showing me like you're walking, and it's like you're nearly at a corner, like turning the corner, but you're not quite there yet, okay? They keep going on about balancing between where you're at and what you want, and they're saying, look and see what you need to do to move forward in the direction that you want to go. I'm seeing, like I said before, I'm seeing you studying something. I feel like you can do this online, like part-time or something. And they're also saying to me to tell you to spend a bit more time with yourself and thinking your own thoughts about this. So if people are kind of like giving you their opinion on what you can do, you have to, they're saying just, it's okay to listen to everybody, but take all their advice and then just trust your intuition and what makes sense for you. But Spirit are behind you in what you want to do, and but this is part of the process for you. It's an opportunity for you to tune into Spirit, to get a better connection with them. Okay. I just want to ask you something. Is you wanting to get pregnant, or is somebody around you pregnant or wanting to get pregnant? Because I keep seeing babies.
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, all right. Well, just keep it in mind, because I could also see an elderly lady in spirit, and she's showing me a baby in a womb, and she's also showing me like morning sickness, coughing. No, coughing doesn't have to do with pregnancy, but the person may have a cough during their pregnancy. So just keep that in mind. She's also showing me a celebration and a birthday cake. Is somebody's birthday coming up? If you can't remember off the top.
For a while. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a celebration coming up. So just keep that in mind. You may get invited somewhere unexpectedly. So just keep that in mind. She's she's also coming to say to you, you know, to just kind of like calm down. You know, everything will be okay and work out for you as well, Natalie. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, honey. Good luck with everything.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Oracle Buffet with Heather Carmona. Live from PsychicAstrologyWI.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Oracle Buffet on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Bienvenidos a otra edición del Buffet de Oráculos. Hello world, welcome to another edition of the Oracle Buffet, brought to you by Heather, myself, and the universe. Ding! That's the tagline or the jingle for the universe I just made up. I hope it likes it. Anyway, how's everyone feeling? Speaking of making stuff up after that full moon in Leo. Reason I say making stuff up about Leo is because Leo's, you know, creative, and likes to have fun. I don't know about you, but I kind of got my butt kicked. It was a lot with all the planets in Aquarius, and then the moon opposing that. It was like, yeah, it shined some light on a little bit of cray inside me, and it probably did for you. Actually, Saturday, I heard from a lot of people the day before the full moon that they were like, "What is going on? Like, I got all sorts of stuff going on today. I'm feeling crazy." So if you're feeling crazy too, you're definitely not alone. Yeah, it was real, and we made it. So anyway, here we are. It's Tuesday. We're gonna be taking a caller here soon, and as we get that person on the line, let's talk about some sponsorship. For sponsor of the day, High Class Grass, a plant-based company. Check them out, highclassgrass.com. Also on the Amazon, TikTok, and the Walmart. And then what else? Lighthouse Center Inc., Whitmore Lake, Michigan. That's my grandmother's meditation center. She's not there anymore physically, but she's there in spirit. So go ahead, if you're in the Whitmore Lake, Michigan area, go ahead and stop by, take a class, do a meditation, whatever you'd like. That being said, we're still waiting here. I'm offering full moon astrology readings. I'm fully booked for now for this month. But anyway, it's something I'm going to do every month from now on, is offer a mini reading based on the full moon. So follow my page, Psychic Astrology with Heather, on Facebook. If you want to get in on that, I'm also going to do, I believe, Mercury retrograde readings too, which Mercury retrograde's coming up in a few weeks here, and that always makes for a fun time for all of us. Still waiting on our caller here. Technical difficulties, but that'll happen. Speaking of Mercury retrograde, technical difficulties. And also, I'm going to be pulling cards on the old Oracle Buffet tomorrow for everybody. So if you'd like to have your cards pulled, if you want a message for all the signs, check out my Facebook page tomorrow too. And speaking of that, while we're waiting, we're gonna pull a card for everybody. All right, what does the universe want everybody to know today? All right, the universe wants everybody to know two things. Soul solitude. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet, a place for solitude. This is a time to pause and reflect, a time for you. Well, isn't that timely? As we're waiting on air here, this is a time for soul solitude, time to pause and reflect. So that's what we're doing, is pausing and reflecting. All right. And become more productive. Sleep, daydream, and play. If you really want to be productive and find creative solutions to your problems, you need to employ your night shift, your subconscious genius. When you are blocked, you, that is, the conscious you, needs to sleep on it. Take a nap, play the violin, as Einstein did, or take a walk so your larger brain can go to work for you. Once you start accessing and using your subconscious genius, you'll be considerably more productive with minimal stress or effort. So, be more productive, sleep, daydream, play. A lot of times that's what I found is that when you're asleep, the answers come to you. And this has been a technique that's used for many people throughout the years, is ask a question before you go to bed, and you'll often get the answer that you've been seeking in your waking mind. All right, pardon me. Okay, so yeah, before you go to bed, ask a question, see what the universe presents to you for an answer. I can't remember what the scientist was, but he was trying to like put together these fossils. And what he did was he had a dream about how these fossils go together of this fish. And sure enough, that's what it was. He put together the fossil fish. So speaking of fossil fish, let's talk about astrology. Who do we got? We got Paula. How are you today, Paula?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to the Oracle
Doing
Buffet.
really good.
All
Yes.
right, Paula. We're going to do a mini astrology reading and an Oracle Buffet reading on you. Can you tell me your date of birth?
4/17/65.
You're whatever. That's my birthday. That's what I'm trying to say. That's awesome.
Oh, great.
So I'm already excited to talk to you because I know you're awesome. Do you know what time you were born at, Paula?
Excuse me?
Do you know what time you were born at?
I think like around 8-ish.
AM or PM?
In the morning. AM.
All right. And where at?
Excuse me?
Where at?
Albany, New York.
All right. Just gonna get your chart pulled up here.
Oh.
See what I see. Just because of the delay and everything, I'm not gonna ask you for any questions till the end, Paula. So just so you're aware.
Right.
First of all, holy Aries. We knew you were in Aries, obviously, April 17th. But you've got your Mercury in Aries, you've got your Sun in Aries, and you've got your Venus in Aries. It's not too dissimilar from my chart, actually. So this will be fun. So you are definitely a go-getter. You're a mover. You're a shaker. You don't like to sit still.
Yes.
How does the saying go? Fools tread where angels, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Us Aries folk, we just like to rush right in. It's like the faster the better. So you're a quick thinker, a quick mover, perhaps a little aggressive at times, perhaps say the least. But your temper and your straightforwardness and your bluntness, those have all been things you've been working on throughout the course of your life, of course. But anyway, Aries
blunt.
What was that?
I said I'm very blunt.
I see that. Yeah, I see that for sure. You and I would just have a heck of a time together. It would But anyway, so having your sun or having so many planets in Aries again makes you brave, makes you bold. Part of your role in this world right now is to lead people with I lost my screen here. To lead those around you with your bravery, with your boldness. That's your role in the world as an Aries, is being a warrior, being brave. So if people are scared right now, or people are scared around you, it's your general role in the world to be that brave person, to be that spark of divine inspiration for other people. That's the role of the Aries person in this world. Now, as far as your moon goes, so that's your outer world. Your moon is in Scorpio. So you've got two different sides of you. You got the bold, brave, fast Aries on the outside, who's willing to do whatever and just put herself out there and be a little bit brash. And then you've got the inside, which is Scorpio, which not only makes you super freaking psychic, this combination here, but the moon in Scorpio, it's like, I liken it to a swamp almost. It's like you kind of hold things in, you absorb what's going on around you. Aries has a tendency to push out, but Scorpio absorbs what's going on around it. And not only that,
Yes.
it's conjunct with Neptune. So this makes you extra psychic. And it also makes you kind of overly idealistic to an extent, and perhaps sometimes a little bit delusional, which we're all delusional in our own ways. But a lot of that delusion is actually just psychic ability coming in for you. But you might feel, Paula, that you have like two different, how do I say this? You have like, I don't want to say multiple personalities, but part of you is optimistic, brave, and bold, and the other part of you is sad and kind of holds on to things and is a little bit
Going on.
vengeful, perhaps, or I don't know if that's the right term. But it tends to hold on to things and tends to hold grudges, perhaps. But anyway, this combination here, super psychic, is super great at absorbing what's going on around it. You got to learn to let go, though. In your emotional world, you got to learn to let go of things that are bothering you, things from the past, and you got to learn to ease up on yourself. That's part of the lesson here.
Hard.
What was that?
That I am hard on myself.
You are. On one hand, you're bright, joy, and funny, and then on the other hand, you're like dark and dingy and like just really down on yourself. And you have a tendency to get into melancholic moods. So as far as what your soul came to learn in this lifetime here, is you need to learn to be more Gemini-like. Gemini is light-hearted, it's curious, it's fun, it's playful. It doesn't think it knows everything like us Aries kind of do sometimes. It's open to new things. It likes to gossip. It likes to meet the neighbors. It just likes to get more information. That's your general mini astrology reading, Paula. I'm going to pull some cards for you, and we're going to see how you feel about those. So what does the universe want Paula to know today? We're doing past, present, and future. Past, present, future. Okay, here's past, Paula. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. All right. Present. Devotion unites me with the infinite. What was that, Paula?
That card was definitely right. Point on.
And Venus Aries will rush into anything. So that totally fits. But anyway, I'm getting low on time. So present, devotion unites me with the infinite. And then future, balance. My needs will be met. Change me, divine beloved, into one who can fully offer my schedule to you so my life can be in balance. Let me take rest whenever necessary, trusting one way or another, all my needs will be met. Aries doesn't like to sit still. They like to do things. But that's telling you that in the future, you need to understand that all your needs are going to be met and everything's going to be balanced out. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
All
Very
right.
much so.
Excellent. Well, young lady, who's super awesome because she has the awesomest birthday ever, and I'm not biased at all. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, only thing I've got a question about I'm raising my daughter's two kids. I adopted them, but she's always causing me so much trouble. Do you see her doing good by us someday? Coming back to us, or, is she always going to be who she is?
I don't know what's happening. You're within your Saturn return right now, and I believe that's tied to your Saturn return here. So Saturn's almost out of Pisces, but give it 6 months to a year. They told me. So take that for what you will.
Okay.
That's the answer I was given. We are about out of time here, Paula.
Okay, well, you're awesome and so spot on about everything.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course. That's where the balance card that comes in, I think, is that you got to trust that everything's going to work out and you're going to have all your needs met with your grandkids.
I'm just happy I found out I'm not seeing things and seeing dreams that are really weird. So, yeah.
That makes sense with where your chart's at now and everything. And your Saturn return. But We're about out of time. Thank you so much, Paula. If you want to continue this conversation, feel free to reach out to my site. But otherwise, have a wonderful day and keep being an awesome Aries, okay?
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic all the way from the Gold Coast. I hope you've had an absolutely fantastic week wherever you are on this planet of ours. I know there's been lots of weather events going on and lots of people are still in very cold, dire straits, you know, with lots of storms and things like that, winter storms still happening. Here in Australia, we've just come out of a heat wave, which is nice. It's got a little bit cooler temperatures today, which is wonderful. But wherever you are, I mean, you know, the world is changing, the planet is changing, so is the weather, and we've just got to make the best of it. And, you know, there's always something going on in the world that, you know, we would like to change. And I suppose each and every one of us are responsible to try and bring about a little bit of change. You know, if we can be the best that we can be in our own little way, in our own little community, then that's got to have a ripple effect that goes through the world. That, you know, if everybody starts to be positive and be nice and be kind, maybe we can just make a few little changes with the world where we can see a little bit more positivity and not so much negativity. You know, you turn the news on and it's negative, negative, negative. You very rarely ever get a good feel good story or something that makes you smile. So let's try and make that for the next week, that we send a little bit of positivity out into the world. So this week, the Simply Tarot card of the week is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is an elevation in money. Wouldn't that be nice? Particularly as interest rates seem to be going up and down like zippers. Overseas trip, or completion phases. Now, quite often when this card comes out, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the lottery or the lotto. It just means that there could be a little bit more money coming into the coffers. Maybe there's a little bit of extra money coming in through work, or maybe you've made a few sales online, things like that. There's a, you know, it's an elevation in money. For some people that are fortunate enough to be taking an overseas trip at this time, well, this is the card for you, that you're going on an overseas trip. But for most of us, it's usually about completion phases. It's saying that we've completed things, we've worked through issues, we've worked through situations, and finally we can bring them to a completion, and that we can sort of put them in the rear vision mirror and move forward. And I think that's really important because, you know, we're only at the beginning of the year, and, you know, even at the beginning of the year, we can complete things that maybe have taken a long time to get to this point. I always find this card very positive when it comes out, because to me, I think, wow, things are changing. Life is moving forward. You know, I mightn't be taking an overseas trip, but everything that I've been working on is now starting to come to fruition. So look at the Wheel of Fortune, no matter where it falls in a reading, as being a positive influence, that, you know, the wheels of fortune are turning in your favor, that, you know, you're still progressing, you're still making changes in your life, you're still moving forward. And I think that's the important thing. Even if it's only tiny little minute steps moving forward, it's a blessing. So it's a good thing. So astrologically, we're in a very unusual phase, I suppose I'm going to describe it as, because in all the years that I've been in astrology, and that's been many, many moons now, I've never seen such a plethora of planets sitting in Aquarius. And it's really interesting because Aquarians are sort of going to really start to feel this energy. It's going to be sort of quite unnerving for them, because they like to be in control. That, you know, it is a fixed sign, and they like to be the boss of their own kingdom, and everybody else is around them if they can. And they, you know, they're always full of bravado and know everything, and, you know, very easy to offer advice. Well, they're starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's like their foundation underneath them's a little bit rocky. And, for some of them, they're really starting to question everything that's going on in their lives, everything that they've done to date, and is it time now to make some changes? Now, look, of course, there's always time to make changes, but when you've got so much planetary influence, like 5 out of the 10 planets sitting in your sign, it certainly does move the ground under your feet. It does make you start to think. It does make you start to question and sort of reevaluate. So what I'm going to be talking about with the next 5 planets is definitely they're all in Aquarius, but they're also going to be affecting the other air signs, which is Libra and Gemini, and the opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo, but it will wash over or filter over the remaining 8 signs. So it is for everybody, but it's predominantly for the air signs and particularly Aquarius. So we've got Pluto, the planet of transformation. Pluto works very slow, deliberate and definite. Pluto doesn't work fast. Pluto works very slow, slower than a snail, and it's something that you need to work with. So Pluto's the one that's leading the charge here. He's conjunct or holding hands with Mars, the planet of action. So it's almost like we've got 2 opposite forces. We've got one here hitting the go button and the other one putting the brakes on. And they're sort of saying, so, you might feel as if you've got something sorted out and you're ready to go. You've given it a lot of thought. You've done the planning. You're ready to hit the go button and you're all enthusiastic and you start going and then bang, stop. Well, that's Pluto sort of saying, hang on a minute, maybe we need to reevaluate this. So I suppose what I'm asking you to do is be flexible. If it's the time to hit the go button and everything starts to move forward, great. If it stops you or pulls you back or says slow down, then acknowledge that as well. Don't be in too much of a hurry to try and push through something like a bulldozer, because maybe it's not the time to bulldoze. Maybe it's the time to sort of stop, look and listen and analyse what the next step is. Maybe we need to just slow down a little bit, or maybe we need to find a different path. Now, the one planet that's sitting on its own in Aquarius is the Sun. So happy birthday to all the Aquarians. There's lots of wonderful Aquarians around the world who I know are celebrating birthdays. I have quite a few in my circle of friends. And, they bring such vitality to the table. I just love the way that when they get on their soapbox about something that you really can't change their mind, I just let them go. And I sit there and laugh at them. And, after they've had their go for 15 to 20 minutes, and I say, well, have you run out of air yet? And they just look at me as if to say, what's she talking about? But they've been so concentrated on what the point is that they're trying to get across that half the time they forget to breathe. And it's really important. You do need to breathe. So happy birthday to all the Aquarians. So it's your time to shine. It's your time to really reorganise your life and look at what you might hope to achieve in this coming 12 months. We have Venus, the planet of love and affection, is conjunct or holding hands Mercury. Now, this is a very tricky situation because Venus, wants everything to be fairy floss pink and lovely and loving and kind and gentle, and doesn't really want any sort of confrontation, wants everything to be loving and peaceful. Where Mercury comes along, and Mercury sometimes like to sort of shake things up. Mercury is the planet of communication. Sitting in here in Aquarius, it's dares to be different a little bit, or to bring statements into a conversation that are shock value, that to sort of get your attention and to stop you dead in your tracks, because I want the floor. I want to be the one that's the centre of attention here. So be very, very careful, no matter what your star sign is. If you've got to have a serious conversation with your loved one or your partner or your children or somebody that's really important to you, that you have a loving relationship with, make sure that you give them the floor as well. Don't dominate it, give it a bit of to and fro, and try and have your listening ears on to listen to exactly what they've got to say. It may not be what you want to hear. It may be different to what you expected. You may even be a little bit shocked or surprised, but that's okay. That's what good communication is about putting our listening ears on, listening to the other person, listening intently, and then coming back and saying, wow, I hadn't thought about it in that way, or that's really hurt me, or that's really upset me. But it can be constructive communication, and that's what I'm trying to share with you. No matter what the conversations are, make sure that they're constructive, but make sure that you put your listening ears on and you listen to their point of view as well. That's very, very important. So we're going to move on to Uranus is in Taurus. Now, Uranus will be there in Taurus till a little bit later this year, but the important thing is Uranus has just come out of a retrograde period where he's been retrograde for a very, very long time now. Now, he's stationary at the moment. We'll start to move forward over the next couple of days, building the intensity over the next week. What does this mean? Well, Uranus in Taurus is going to affect predominantly the Earth. earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the opposite sign of Scorpio. It will wash over the remaining 8 signs. What it means now is things are going to really start to ramp up. It's going to be like that bolt of lightning. Things can happen out of nowhere. Now, if you're one of those first 4 signs, be very, very careful what you send out to the universe. Be very careful what you voice, because you may just sort of trigger a catastrophic or an event by Uranus that you can't stop. You know, you send out to the universe, I hate my job, and you don't really, you're just having a bad day. Just sort of say, I'm having a really bad day, I wish the day would improve, or I wish my job would improve, because Uranus will just hear you hate your job and it might take the job away from you. So we don't want that. So we want Uranus to bring, you know, yes, about change and being quickly and being suddenly, and sometimes, you know, it's not always pleasant to begin with, but it clears the pathway for things that need to change in our lives. And sometimes we become stubborn and pig-headed and fixed in the ways that we do things, that we're not prepared to look for alternatives. We're not prepared to look for new changes or new opportunities. And sometimes we have to be sort of like struck with a bolt of lightning to make us change and sort of say, okay, that's been taken away from us, or that's no longer available. I have no other choice but to start to look for different alternatives or different ways of doing things. And this is what Uranus does. I actually like the energy of Uranus because I feel that it comes along and it sort of says, okay, you're in a rut, bang, let's get that out of the road. Let's remove the obstacle. Now you've got a fresh slate. You can start again. What would you like to do? You know, and if you can work with that energy, it can be actually very uplifting and very exhilarating, because it frees up the obstacles or the restrictions that have been holding you back for a long time. But I appreciate and understand that the Taurus energy doesn't like things like that. It likes to be in control. It likes to take it slow and steady, and, you know, I'll hang on to it for as long as I possibly can until it's completely worn out, and I'll patch it up and I'll still go again for another little while until there's nothing left to patch. So they're not ready or not open to change. They only like change when they've decided it's going to change. So Uranus doesn't allow you that luxury. Uranus will come along and make changes whether you want them or not. So be aware of that, particularly if you're an earth sign. We have Jupiter still sitting in Cancer. We'll be there for a little bit longer. So Jupiter's still retrograde at the moment, still sort of trying to get Cancers to come out of their shell a little bit and sort of see that there's some really big opportunities out there in the world. You just got to get a little bit brave, Cancers. And, you know, when I'm talking about Cancers, I'm talking about all the water signs here. We're talking about Scorpio, Pisces, and the opposite sign of Capricorn, but particularly the Cancers, where, you know, they are very strong people, but they try and hide underneath this shell of theirs and sort of poke their head out occasionally and sort of look around and say, is it safe for me to come out? Is it safe for me to make a bold move? And yet in their head, they've taken all these bold moves, they've seen the results, but it's sort of like, unless it pans out the way they want it to in the head, they're not going to poke their head out of their shell and take that bold step and make it happen. It's time now to get ready to sort of to make some bold steps that are going to need to happen over the next couple of months, which is really, really important. So Saturn's in Pisces, in the last couple of degrees of Pisces, won't be there for much longer. So, you know, Saturn is giving its last lesson to Pisces, which is the water signs as well, which is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, and the opposite sign of Virgo, sort of saying, you know, what haven't you shored up? What haven't you changed? What haven't you learnt during this time of my transit through Pisces? For most Pisceans that I work with, they've pretty much done their homework. They're just sort of sitting, kicking back and sort of just waiting for Saturn to move on into Aries, and sort of they'll wave it goodbye and say, have a great life, you know, like they seem to be pretty chilled at the moment. But for some people, they may have a couple of little loose ends that they've got to tidy up. Finally, we're going to work with Neptune. Neptune's just gone into Aries. Now, Neptune in Aries is going to be a little bit of a tricky situation, particularly for the fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the opposite sign of Libra. Because Neptune is going to ask you to get your creative hat out of the wardrobe, but at the same time, he's not really going to give you a lot of ideas in the early stages of moving through the sign of what he actually wants you to achieve. It's sort of like, well, I'm here and I'm ready, and let's fire up the tank and let's fire up the engine and let's go. But where we go, oh, I don't know, that's up to you. You know what I mean? I mean, Aries here is sort of saying, you know, you've got to get your me first hat out of the wardrobe or the closet, but he's not really sort of giving giving you any direction of where me first is supposed to go. So I'm going to suggest to all the fire signs, it's a time to sort of, yes, be ready for change. Yes, be ready for creative ideas and creative juices to come, but maybe have a cell phone or a pad and pen or something close to you at all times so you can jot these ideas down. It may not necessarily be the time to act, but it's the time to gather the ideas and get ready for the momentum of change that will come. And there will be some changes and there will be different ways that you handle things. And there'll be that aha moment or that bolt of lightning moment that, gee, I hadn't thought of it that way. Wow, that's a great idea. So there's going to be a lot of creativity, but let's just sort of wind it up slowly. We don't have to be in a tearing great hurry and create all these ideas in the first week. You know, we've got plenty of time here to sort of slowly build up for that. And I think it'll be much more beneficial than if we're able to do it that way. So really, really important. So we're going to now move on and take our first caller. Katie is in Woodlands in Texas in the USA. Are you there, Katie?
Hi.
Hi, Katie. How can I help you? Do you have a question I can answer for you?
I thought this was an astrology reading. I was told to have my birthday time.
Sweetie, to do that, I only have a few minutes to work with you. To do astrology that quickly, you've got to look at charts and things like that. So do you have a question? Is there some reason why you thought you wanted your astrology done? Or if you want to share with me what star sign you are, I can talk about generally what's happening on your star sign. But, you know, to go into astrology, you know, takes me a good 5 to 10 minutes to put the information into the chart. We don't have that luxury of time.
Understandable. I'm a Capricorn. I just turned 40 January 10th.
Okay,
And,
you're a Capricorn. Well, you would have, yeah, go on.
Something hugely shifted all the way cosmically on that day for me. And I've been waiting for this day since I was 5 years old.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because Pluto, the planet of transformation, has just finished its very, very long trek in Capricorn. It's only just moved into Aquarius in the last few months. So it went backwards, went retrograde or backwards back into Capricorn for a very short time, you know, a matter of months, which is, you know, a short time when you're talking about that Pluto was in Capricorn for many, many years. So, of course, you're going to feel that there's been a big shift. So hopefully what's happened, particularly in the last few months or the last 12 months, is that you're starting to feel stronger in yourself. You're starting to feel more decisive in your decision making, that you sort of feel empowered now. Is that how you're feeling?
Yes, ma'am. And with 5 planets in Capricorn, I have a lot of that going on.
Yeah, so what you would have found over the years with Pluto being in Capricorn, Pluto would have come along and sort of hit on one of those planets or sat on top of it, and that would have created something that you needed to change or adjust in your life, and then that energy would have moved off, and then we would have slowly started to draw in the energy of the next one, and then the next one. If you've got 5 planets there, you would have had them sort of going off like a pinball machine over those period of years, you know, like we got over one crisis or one change, and then we were on to the next one. So luckily now you're out of the woods because it's gone into Aquarius and it's going to be there for a very long time, and it's good. But what you got to understand was Pluto's role was to completely transform you, was to slowly, deliberately and definitely say to you, Katie, this is what needs to change. This is what we need to look at. This is going to be the new Katie. This is how we're going to do things. And you probably went kicking and screaming for some of it and said, oh, I don't want to do that, or I don't like that to yourself. But all of a sudden you found you were doing it, and then it wasn't as bad as you thought. But these are the lessons of Pluto. Pluto is very slow, and you know, it's not a fast moving situation. So the fact that you're a Capricorn and you've come out the other side unscathed with half the planets that you can have in a chart in Capricorn, I'd say congratulations, you've done well.
And they're all in the 7th house pretty much too.
Oh, okay. All in the house of relationships. Yeah, one-to-one relationships, and not necessarily always love relationships, but relationships in general. So you would have had a lot of times there where it was very testing and sort of probably learned a lot about yourself, but more importantly, learned about the people that you were dealing with that were close to you in your life. And that mightn't have always been pleasant either, you know, like the reality of somebody's true nature can be difficult to deal with. Yeah, but you've done really well, Katie. So, what you've got to look forward to now is that you can have a little bit of a breather and sort of just focus on now more with the fact of Uranus in Taurus, and Uranus has just gone direct after a long time of going retrograde or backwards, that now there could be some openings that could come literally out of nowhere. And it doesn't necessarily have to be negative. These could be positive things. These could be things like, landing the world's greatest job that you never thought you had a chance at getting, things like that, because the rewards come now after you've done all the hard work with Pluto. Now we've got the opportunity to sort of be very careful about what you throw out to the universe that you're wishing for, because you may just get it. So, don't send out negativity, send out only positivity. But I know you're on the right path. Katie, you're going to do really, really well. And life is going to start to reward you now, because you've really listened and learnt your lessons while Pluto was in Capricorn, and particularly in the 7th house. I don't envy you. That would have been a real struggle, because you wouldn't have known who you could trust during that period of time. People that you've known for a long time all of a sudden became different people, or you were finally seeing them for who they truly were. And that's what Pluto's role was about, was bringing everything out of the darkness into the light. So I hope that's helped you, Katie.
Yes, ma'am, it did. Thank you.
Okay, sweetie, that's where we've got to leave it, because I've got to move on to the next customer. But it's really been lovely to talk with you and work with you on an astrology level like that. That's really enlightening to a lot of other of our viewers, because there may be other Capricorns that now sort of understand how they went through things. Wouldn't have been as intense as yours, but it makes sense to them too. So have a great day, Katie, and it's lovely to speak with you. We're going to talk with Brenda now in Mount Orab in Ohio, and I know I've probably pronounced that wrong. Brenda, how are you? How can I help you?
I'm fine. Yeah, you did a pretty good job, Mount Orb.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good, because I'm in Australia and I'm not familiar with all your places in the US. So do you have a question I can work with, please, sweetie?
Yeah, I was just kind of like wondering, I'm kind of like in a crossroads in my life, and I was just kind of wondering, like, am I going in the right direction? Should I kind of change paths? It's a lot of different things.
Yeah. First thing that's coming up around you, Brenda, is that I don't know that you necessarily need to change things, but what's happening is there's been a series of endings that have come about in this last 6 to 12 months where you've sort of unconsciously and consciously just work through them, like that's finished, oh, I don't need that friendship anymore, or whatever it might be. And it's like it's brought you to a point now where it's almost like, well, what's next? Like I've done the work. What's my reward? What's next? I'm waiting for some sort of direction. I'm going to say to you, it's okay to sort of sit in this limbo period for a little while and not put too much pressure on yourself, because I think, the last 5 years particularly, there's been a lot of things that you've had to deal with family members and friends and things like that. It's nice to be able to sort of sit back and say, oh, wow, I can exhale and I can sit on the couch for 5 minutes and have a cup of coffee and just have a rest, and I think you really deserve that. And then, just wait for the universe to sort of start to show you what is next. I think from about next month onwards, you're going to start to feel the energy build again. The momentum will start to build. Ideas will start to come into your head about, oh, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do that, or should explore this or explore that. But the most important thing that I want to say to you, Brenda, is it's got to be about what you want. It's your turn to shine. It's not about Brenda doing everything for everyone else. It's your turn. Do you feel that?
Yes, I do. I usually put myself last, usually.
Yes, well, you're not going to anymore.
Sometimes, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard to put yourself first when you're such a giver, when you put everybody else's needs first. It's really, it takes a bit of practice. It's, you've got to learn that it's hard because you've always been such a giver. And what you've got to look at now, say Mary next door comes in and says, can you do my laundry? And your first response is, oh, yeah, put it there and I'll get around to it. You know what I mean? I've got enough of my own. But if you don't want to do that, just say no. You don't have to give her an explanation. The answer is just no. And then the more you learn to say no, the easier it becomes. So is there someone special in your life at the moment, Brenda?
Yes, I've been married for some time.
You know, they were showing me pink hearts, and usually when they show me that, it's either a resurgence of love or someone new coming into your life. But I didn't feel it was someone new. So obviously, the relationship with your husband is going to get a bit of a spark there again. Maybe he's going to surprise you with something nice for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it all kind of goes hand in hand. Me and him have both been through a lot.
Yeah, but it just, to me, when they were showing me these pink hearts going across in front of my eyes, it was like I felt really happy for you that, you know, finally there's a little bit of personal happiness here, you know, like there's the love's building again within the relationship, like there's not so many other pressures that take the energy away from the two of you just spending some quality time together and just enjoy being, because he's got a lovely energy, but I don't know that he stands up for himself too much. You know, you seem to be the one that carries most of the load.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and look, I can't say that's right, wrong, or indifferent. I mean, it's what works for you guys, and that's all that's important. But look, I know without a doubt that he loves you, and he wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and that's important this day and age, to have somebody that you can rely on, and you know, life does intervene, and it. You know, we don't always have the same, I suppose, rush of excitement as we do at the beginning. And I think that would be silly to think that that's how a marriage sustains itself anyway, because a marriage has got to grow. It's like a living organism. It grows and changes and shifts over the years. But overall, I think things are improving. Was there some decision to be made this year about where you're living? Were the two of you thinking of maybe making some changes to where you're living, sort of?
Yes, some retirement changes, yes.
Yeah, because to me that sort of comes up in
age now.
Yeah, but this is coming in the second half of the year. It's like I want to get everything how we want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whatever changes you make to the home, to me, I think they're a joint decision and you're both going to be sort of happy with it, but there's no rush. You know, it's like, let's take our time and sort of work out not just what we need today, but what we might need in 5 years' time. You know, like you don't want to have disruption too much. You want everything to be comfortable for the two of you. I don't see a move of residence though, even though I feel that that'll be talked about, I think the ultimate decision will be to stay where you are and just make some changes. And that's good. So, you know, health is one of those tricky areas, Brenda, that we're not technically supposed to talk about because it goes across different laws in different states. But what I can say to you is whatever the two of you are doing, keep doing it because you're on the right track. You know, like I don't see any serious health issues there, but I do see things, you know, improving slightly. So if you've made some changes or gone on to some different medications or some different supplements, keep it up because you're going to get the rewards out of this. It's really good. I feel very comfortable about that. But so that's good because, you know, at times there I know you've been worried, particularly about your husband, about he doesn't look right, but his health is starting to improve. I think, you know, once life settles down a little bit more, I think both of you will have a bit more energy and things will flow to you better, and that's good. So, you know, I can see nothing but good things ahead of the two of you, which is lovely. You've been through the mill. It's time to have some peace.
Yeah, I agree with that totally.
So I hope that's helped you, Brenda. That's where we've got to leave it because we've come to the end of the show, but it's been lovely to work with you. And I hope you and your husband have a really wonderful, happy retirement.
All right.
So that was
Thank
Brenda.
you very much.
You're very, very welcome. That's our show for this week, people. It always goes very quickly, and it's always lovely to talk to different people from around the world, even if I do get the pronunciations wrong of their locations, but they forgive me. It's, you know, it's a busy time of the year. We're heading towards Valentine's Day, and we've just got over Christmas and New Year, and everybody's sort of starting to bed in for 2026. And, you know, it's time to be kind to yourself. It's time to look after yourself. You know, we can slow down just that little bit and give ourselves that 5 minutes to sit down and have a reboot, a refresh, sit on the couch, watch a movie, watch your favorite YouTube clip or something like that, but give yourself a little bit of downtime. So I want to leave you with a song this week that goes way back to the late 80s, early 90s, and it's a song that this lady didn't have too many hits, but this was one of her biggest hits, and particularly in the US. And it's a very powerful song, and every time I hear this song, I sort of think this song means so much to so many people. And it's Taylor Dayne, and it's Love Will Lead You Back. So until next week, check that one out on your device. It's a beautiful song, a beautiful love song, and it's something that I think will touch the hearts of many people. So until next week, bye for now.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with a You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D, and I hope you've all had a really amazing week this week. So with this week with the planets, we do have happening on the 8th, we have Venus square Uranus. So we're already having the squares, but this is a week when the energy is like at its most potent. The exact square is happening on the 8th. So we've also got Mercury square Uranus as well. They were already square last weekend. So this is about when square energies work against each other. So with Uranus being the planet of unpredictabilities, like being unpredictable and unusual, there'll be something unusual happening with either someone that you like, could be a friend or could be a partner or could be relationships. With communication with Mercury, could be hearing some bad news or news that maybe what someone has said about you. So it's a bit unexpected. So that is what's happening on to the 8th. The energy's already been there last weekend, but they are still there this week, and it's at its most potent for the Venus on the 8th. We've also got on the 12th, we've got the Sun, which is going to be in sextile to Chiron. So that's going to be helping you with anything sort of it's sort of a wound or sort of emotional pain. It's going to be some sort of healing with that issue. On the 7th, we've got Mercury moving into Pisces. So Mercury moving into Pisces can be a little bit of being victim, could be wanting to like calm things down, not wanting to have conflict, but wanting things to be nice, or not sort of confronting things head on, sort of trying to avoid things. And then we've got on the 10th, we've got Venus also moving into Pisces. That could be you wanting to be in your sort of like a delusion, like having your own little bubble, your own little world, and not wanting to deal with the actual situation or the actual pressures of what's going on. It also could be just wanting things to look very nice and pretty. It also could be dissolving in money or dissolving in relationships with Venus in and Neptune, with Venus in Pisces as well. So that's what we got with the planets. What I get coming up for this week, I do get it's like being someone's cheerleader. So you might be standing up for someone. I get it's a thing about being happy, and I feel like it's a sense here of like blocking like negativity coming up this week. Could be a lot of nervous tension that's coming up as well, and it could be something about like splitting hairs. So someone might be very like pushing your buttons or being quite tedious and about over something that's not really of anything. I've also got, there could be a sense of feeling a little bit lonely this week, but also I got, there's a sense here of wanting or needing to be loved, but also feel like this week is like about remembering that everything happens for a reason as well. So let's go to the caller. So we've got Nita. She's in Atlanta, Georgia in America. So hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. How can I help you today?
Well, just going through some rough times right now with, career and also in the love department, and just wanted to just get her message and see if you could give me a also message from spirit and hopefully some little guidance.
So what I get in the workplace, I just felt as a bully. I do get like someone that's a male, and I felt they're talking too loudly to you, or they're just a bit loud. But also hearing that they are a bit of a bully, that they're not giving in, or they're not letting up. And I kind of feel like it's pretty awful. It's pretty hard to be in the energy around them. All this. Look, I kind of feel like by the end of February there's a relief here. I feel like they could possibly leave. I feel like they might leave because I'm seeing you're very anchored. So I feel like you might be staying in a situation in the workplace, but they may be told to leave or they may be leave. I don't feel like it's just you that they're doing this to. I feel like there's other people involved, and I feel like someone may be wanting to speak up, or to sort of uncover something or to say what's going on. But I do feel like you'll be happy, but it's like something by the end of February. I keep on getting it's like towards the end of the month, even maybe going into March. So I feel like that I feel like ironing out problems. So I do feel like things will start to get ironed out, because I feel like you're going to be staying in this workplace, but I do see you're so happy there, especially when we get to April. I feel like you're quite happy there, and you're quite there's like a contentment there as well. So I feel like that situation will resolve for you. When we look at at your relationship, I just kind of get it's hard. Like it's hard. I just feel like it's hard. I heard there's a bit of game playing. Is this about with the relationship? Is this about like a partner or a child?
I think the first message was for my child, my adult child. We always bumping heads, and yeah. I think that message was for him. As far as relationship right now, I have like two people I'm interested in. One, I didn't like him at first. He pursued me for over a year, and I didn't like him because I didn't think it would work because he's younger than me. And then I have an older guy that actually we're the same age, but he's a workaholic. He's more stable and more, career minded, but he's a workaholic. We don't spend any time together. So,
Instantly, I get when you said when you started talking about the two men, instantly I got trust your instincts. So just trust your instincts. I feel like the one that's younger, I feel like that he's it's like you're going to be like a mum. I feel like this person they've not grown, or they're not mature. They like the chase. And I feel like once
Yeah.
they've got the chase, it's going to be like you're going to be like a parent or be a mum to this person. I feel like the older one, the relationship, even though he's a workaholic, the relationship is more equal. And I feel like it's got more substance, and you're going to be able to have more, like there's more in common, or there's more, the relationship or the talking is going to be able to flow better. And I don't feel like there's no pressure on you with that one. And I feel like he's very, he's very careful. He's very protective, I feel like, of his money as well. I feel like he's got a nice car too, and I feel like he'll treat you the way that you want to be treated. But as an equal, as a relationship's like equal, the other one, the relationship won't be equal. You'll be like the mum to him, because it's like he hasn't grown up and he likes to chase. Then you're going to pick the older one and let the other one go. So I kind of feel, and I feel like I'm getting April, so I feel like when we get to April, you'll be happy. You're going to be happy with this relationship. I
have
feel like
like
when we get
2 court battles going on right now. One for my house. I paid off my house, and the mortgage people are trying to keep my money and take the house. And I'm in court for that, and I also just waiting on a settlement from another situation. So, I have a couple of things in the air right now, and that's why I just wanted to get some clarity and get a good read tonight. And I thank you for your time and energy for reading me.
It's okay. So with the court issue, I'm not a lawyer. So with the court issues, I feel like that the house is yours. I feel like the bank's being quite greedy. I feel like that it's been sort of drawn out. As I feel like this has been stretched out or drawn out, and I feel like there's a lot of like fees and money being involved as well. But I don't really feel you're gonna have to move. So I feel like you'll be able to keep your house. I don't see this moving. I think you might have to pay a little bit more money, but you're gonna be staying in this. But at the same time, I feel like the judge is going to be lenient on you as well. It's going to be okay. With the other case with the settlement, I feel like that's I feel like it's a bit of a tricky case, and I feel like that there's a lot like hearsay, a lot that's been going on. But I do feel like you're going to be getting something out of this. I see the other party are professional, so it's like a work thing or business thing, but I do see them being professional. But
that's very true. It's a work case. I was injured at work. It was very true.
Okay. They might try and cover things up and try and blame you that you were at fault, but I feel like there's documented there's like things being documented, and I feel like there's people who are eyewitness to it. So I feel like that what they'll say, the truth is going to come out, and I do feel like they will have to settle, and they will have to give you give you something, and like I feel like I just don't see you being homeless. I feel like it's gonna be okay. It might not be what
I believe that. I believe everything will be okay real soon. I'm very optimistic, but sometimes when you're going through it, it's like I know God is gonna make it okay, but sometimes it just feels like when.
I know, but I kind of feel like the house maybe settled first. You might get the house done settled first, and then on to the other one. But I kind of feel with the house though, you might have to pay a bit more. So I just feel like there may be some more expenses or something coming up that you might have to pay out. But I don't see you having to give the house up. So, but I said I'm not a lawyer or anything, but that's just what I kind of feel for you, and I kind of feel like it's going to be okay, as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It highly resonates. Thank you so much.
That's okay. And thank you for calling in today.
Thank you. You have a great night.
You too. So everybody, so tomorrow I'm at the Psychic Saturday event at Old Government House in Parramatta. So if you're in Sydney, you can see me there. And I will be in New Zealand next week as well. So I'll be in New Zealand for a fair on Saturday the 14th, and I'll be hosting a workshop in Christchurch on Sunday the 15th. I have a few spots left in that workshop, and then I'll be doing readings on Monday the 16th at the Spiritual Centre there as well, possibly on platform on the Sunday night. So next week the show will be from New Zealand in Christchurch. Well, I'm not sure where I'll be, maybe Christchurch or maybe another place. But anyways, thank you. If you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Facebook is also Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram is Lady D Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube is also Lady D Psychic as well. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. I think it's 2 hours ahead of me, so I think it will be 5 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. But it's same time for Americans, so 11 o'clock America. So thank you and bye for now.
Welcome to Zodiac Zone. I am your astrological host, Melissa Marco. Just for people that don't know, I am a evolutionary vibrational astrologer. I do readings, I teach classes, I do workshops, and I also just recently, about the end of last year, came up with a company called Vibrational Vitality. And what it does is it marries astrology and biohacking. And biohacking is it's the biology of your body,